morning to life. Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective. Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor. City FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
City FM, 97.3.
Unleashing the power of Redford Radio. This is City 97.3.
Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
It's 29 after 6, Friday morning, February 21, 2025. Good morning to you. Welcome to a brand new day. On your favorite dial, 97.3 Citi FM. Elder Dr. Kwesi Miracle. Timeless irrepressible. Elder Dr. Kwesi Breku. I love this one. You know, tomorrow is a big one. His late dad, who's 105, will be laid to rest in Koforidua. All roads are leading to Koforidua tomorrow. So we are starting our morning with this one. I'll say, come on, me. Fight for me. Speak for me. Hey. Some quick thoughts to start your morning. There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. These are words from Tata Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. Think about this one. And when I read this for the first time, I thought perhaps he was writing about Ghanaians. We delight in playing small. We take great pride in being modest and humble. And that reflects in our ambitions as well. We don't like to be offensive. We don't like to let people know what our ambitions are. We don't like to dream big. And sometimes I think if you had to take a Ghanaian for the first man to land on the moon, that might be in their second life. There is no passion to be found in playing small. My friend, dream big. And have no apologies for being ambitious. It's not a crime to have big dreams. Don't settle for a life that is less than the one you are capable of truly living. Take that risk. Taking risk will only leave you with experience, if not better life. I think it's better to take risks than to live with regrets. What do you think? There is no passion to be found playing small. The demands of our time require big thinkers, big dreamers, and even bigger doers. But you need to be a big dreamer to be a bigger doer, don't you? Don't you think so? Yeah. So on this Friday morning, revisit your dreams. If they are small, if they are within the limits of your talents and your potentials, within the limits of your resources, go and clean them. Make them God-sized dreams. Ones that you cannot achieve alone with your resources. One that you cannot achieve all by yourself. Because someone will be kind for you. Someone will be speaking for you. Like many of our friends who have achieved God-sized dreams today. They are graduating today. And they had to take that big dream to pursue further studies, or maybe many are the first in their families to be a graduating undergraduate, to be pursuing masters, others PhDs. Congratulations to all of you. You have not settled for a life that is small. You have not settled playing small. You have had big dreams and big ambitions, and today we join everyone in congratulating you. And we are looking forward to the bigger things you'll be doing, having attained or earned these accolades. So congratulations to all of you. And to the rest, we are urging you, don't settle for a life that is less than one you are capable of living. We call this Business Sense. We'll jump into the news review shortly on a Friday morning on your favorite dial. My name is Caleb Kudah. Welcome to the Citi Breakfast Show. The newspaper review is brought to you by Total, Excellium, Piva Beverages and Fidelity Bank. Excellium says, We have the amazing 3-in-1 power premium fuel. It's called the Excellium New Formula. Is additive and rich fuel with powerful 3-in-1 action. It cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. Now, thanks to the accumulative effect of its corrosion, anti-corrosion, anti-wear, and detergent additives, Excellium New Formula also lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption while reducing CO2 emissions. You will drive, sir. Experience the difference with Total Energy's Excellium New Formula. Choose Excellium, choose quality. And if you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, please discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. We have the classic Piva Cola's flavor, perfect fit anytime. Piva orange fruit drink, Piva cocktail fruit drink, Piva grapefruit drink, and Piva Tangy fruit drink. Bursting with tangerine flavor. Grab yours today, available at a local store near you. 0550-032-231. Piva Beverages is a taste you will love. And from the dreams of the youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on your journey, whether you're starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or planning your future, we are here for your journey. Enjoy. Every goal deserves a chance to flourish, and with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seeds of greatness is within reach. So trust in the journey and understand that Fidelity Bank has got you every step of the way. Together, let's turn your big dreams into reality, people. We're here for your journey. Believe with us, and remember, there is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you're capable of living.
Is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink, and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangy fruit drink, bursting with tangy flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you'd love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, you go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work. But you know it's I on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's I on your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I live for you. If I believe I on your side. Fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I on your side, fidelity.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
At 6:40, we'll jump straight into the news review. Let's say a special good morning to Bernardino Koku Avle.
Good morning, good morning,
Good morning, sir. Bernard, you're doing good?
I'm very excited to be here on a Friday morning, sitting on the other side.
Excellent, excellent. I'm learning today that our friends and compatriots who are commuting on the Pukwasin Sawam Highway road are in some deep, heavy traffic this morning.
And then Subium.
What
is going on there?
I don't know. Guys, send me a voice note if you are in traffic. 0549986996 0549986996. Voice note pictures. Let's get to see and appreciate what this challenge is and highlight them for you. But Bernard, we'll jump straight into the papers.
I'll give you some headlines.
Yes,
some
please.
from on the front pages, others from within the pages. Daily Graphic, President Mahama delivers State of the Nation address next week.
That's right.
That's on page 21. 10% pay rise for government workers, minimum wage now at 19.97 Ghana cedis. The president is photographed in the negotiations himself, planned by his finance minister and his labor minister. We are told he's the only president who's been in that negotiation personally.
Wow.
Since 2013, where he himself was in that negotiation as well.
Interesting.
Health Service directs health facilities to set up PWD desks, page 13 of graphic. Payaza launches SME funding initiative and Kwamena Asumeni leads Association of Bankers. I have two stories in the center spread of the paper or inside page that I want to touch on later on. Rice farmers demand government intervention to save local industry. I'll read that story for you. And then Ketasco at 72 is a special feature in the graphic as well.
Wonderful.
Now, the Chronicle leads with foreign aid is simply not good. Akufo-Addo reiterates in Nigeria. He looks a happy man in Nigeria with former leaders Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida.
Thank you.
And of course, the current president of Nigeria as well. Chinese remanded into custody of alleged attempt to commit murder. Bullets fired by customs officers cause havoc at Sugakope. And Bawumia to Mahama reverse the dismissals.
Okay.
Then I take you to the Herald. $250,000 financial rot lands Ghana Army in court.
True.
Nigeria bank sues officers blame dead businessman. In other stories, Tony Open questions 300 mining licenses. Mahama uncovers Akufo-Addo's quote, criminal mishandling of economy, but gives state workers 10% increment effective next month.
Okay.
And then a few other stories. Emirates Sky Cargo reinforces commitment to African market. Now, Informer.
Yeah.
Come prepared or else.
Okay.
Apenyo Marking is warning deputy ministerial nominees. And still on the Informer, don't run away from accountability. Akufo-Addo tells ex-appointees. Galamsey claims 9 of 44 forest reserves. Lands Minister reveals. And Council of State appointment, no praise singing, Siko fancy. So far, Kufu assures the public.
Okay.
There are a couple more before you come in.
Yes,
the News Center is also talking about Bawumia. He dismisses, or he condemns rather, the dismissals, urges the president to reverse them. Osustu kicks against Assembly nominee, recommends 2 others. Volta Regional House of Chiefs endorses Dr. Esiama's appointment as BOG governor. And no charity in foreign relations, Akufo-Addo speaking. Of course, public sector workers 10% increment also here.
Yeah.
Akufo-Addo is trending as well. Publisher, rededicate to democracy. Akufo-Addo to African leaders. Bawumia jabs Mahama over public sector dismissals. Cabinet has space for only 2 women. So yesterday, some ministers didn't make the cut for cabinet. So, but what's interesting was after that they showed photos of the cabinet meeting itself, and they were all inside. But the official cabinet has already 19 ministers.
That's right.
And there are only 2 females: the trade minister and the gender minister. Minority condemns action against Akwetia MP and Yao Kumi, and national minimum wage up by 10%. The Inquisitor is leading with Achim Mafia, sponsoring Ufreates Defenders.
Okay.
Doha Jaho Chairs Council of State, Michael Sampson OJ. Others are members. MPA to deploy automated dispensers to implement 24 economy. And COSA supports station market victims.
Okay.
I think the best photograph this morning.
Yes. Goes to who?
The new publisher.
Okay.
So you have Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria president, exchanging pleasantries with Nana Akufo-Addo, former president, and Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida.
Thank you.
Oh, he's a big man.
Association of Senior Citizens.
The man, the myth, and the legend.
Thank you.
You know, if you know, Babangida was just a big man. You know, they call him Bibi. He was he was too big.
Bibi.
Babangida.
Thank you.
No. He's in the middle. he's just happy. You know,
My goodness.
he's just happy. You know, like we've chopped president before. They can't do us anything.
Yeah, I hate it.
We are just happy.
Baby,
so Akufo-Addo smiles from Abuja. I quit active politics.
Yes.
I am happy about Ghana's democracy.
Who's this?
Akufo-Addo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay.
And then Tanko, Volta has bright prospects for investment in the. And then finally,
Yes.
the Standard, put aside ego and indiscipline, speak out to parliamentarians.
Okay, let me take you quickly online. We start from channel1news.com. Leadership training should be institutionalized and not optional. This is Dr. Oting JC speaking. Nilante Vanderpoy has been appointed as the national coordinator for DRIP.
Okay.
And then Ofusu-Dorte says many African countries are suffering due to lack of strategy. Criticize politicians openly without being partisan. Ofusu-Dorte again. In Zabzugu, 4 dead, 3 injured in Dagomba Kokomba clash. We are told embattled Akwetia MP calls for collaborative efforts to advance social justice. And then also clock SAG abusing dialogue process with strike action. This is Austin Game. And then Mahama reviews 19-member cabinet. That's here as well. Government approves 10% wage increase for public sector workers. That's also here. CityNewsroom.com. Very quickly, UT Bank collapse and economic injustice. This is Sam Jonah speaking. GRA has launched investigations into Sogakopa checkpoint shooting. And then veteran actor, sad one, Mauli Semevo, dies after fire incident. Very difficult one there. And the arts industry is mourning a legend. May he rest in peace. John Dako is speaking. He says, we will overturn High Court ruling against NS Kumi. African countries must collaborate, not rely on aid. This is Akufo-Addo speaking. Mahama is set to deliver his first State of the Nation address in a few days. Kwachi Ofosu is assuring. And government has secured enough fuel to avert doom. So Kwachi Ofosu once again. I take you to my journal line. Fix VAT first before celebrating tax cuts. AGI president tells government. Comes with a photograph of Ato Forsen looking very pensive. And bystander injured by stray bullet at Sogakopa customs checkpoint. Amin Adam questions Mohammed's claim of NPP criminally mishandling economy. A lot of stories. Expose on Indian pharma firm illegally exporting highly addictive opioids to Ghana and West African countries. A serious story. And Class FM quickly. Vetting of deputy ministerial nominees set to begin on Monday. Semevo is here as well. Ket Edwin Simon Okreku. GFA boss visits and comforts Pole and on and on. But let's get into the details.
So the Ghanaian Times and the Daily Guide are also here. Public sector base pay goes up by 10%. Minimum wage is now 19.97 cedis. A couple stories more in the Times. Government takes measures to prevent perennial flooding at Odona. And then President Mahama holds his first cabinet meeting. That's quite significant as well. The Daily Guide is looking nice, looking beautiful. Stay and face accountability. Ahiyagbato MPP appointees. Be father for all, Baumiatu Mahama and Akwetia MP challenges conviction. All right. So let me start with the pay rise. And it says, I think yesterday we were advocating a pay rise.
And better conditions.
The government has, and organized labor yesterday agreed on a new base pay of 10% across the board for workers in the public sector. The development means that all public sector workers on the single pay salary structure will have an increment in their basic salaries by 10% from January to December this year. In addition, the National Tripartite Committee also set the national daily minimum wage at 17.97 cedis. This implies that any Ghanaian earning a salary or allowance, including house helps, nannies, and guards, must not be paid less than that in a day. So at least 560 cedis a month, using 28 days. In determining the 2025 minimum wage, the NTC made up of the government side, the employers and organized labor, the so-called tripartite committee, took into account the current economic challenges, cost of living, etc. I like this, a photo on page 3 of all the brothers.
Angel Kawonu.
So you have brother Kabonu.
Thank you.
Brother
Bampo.
Brother Kumsin.
Yes, sir.
And then brother the nut one, what's his name?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh,
and these are the brothers who are part of the organized labor.
If you want to know
solidarity.
Solidarity forever.
They are sitting in solidarity.
One to Bernard Ansah,
yes.
Clocksack,
yes.
Angel Kabonu, Thomas Musa.
Oh,
Charlie. It's a good photo.
They are in solidarity.
Now, what I found quite interesting was that the president himself, before attending his first cabinet meeting, he joined the NTC meeting, tripartite committee meeting, and intervened when the discussions came to a head. I asked some of the labor leaders whether any president actually personally attends, and they said the only president who has actually attended before
was himself.
Was John Mahama in 2013.
Wow!
So that was quite interesting. He was flanked by his finance minister. He basically pleaded with organized labor to give him up to a year. In fact, the Chronicles editorial, and I'll just deal with that quickly. Chronicles editorial is commending the president for attending the meeting. Chronicles says, President John Mahama, according to a story published by my journal line, has assured public sector workers that if the economy recovers, he will ensure higher remuneration for them in the coming years. He made the intervention or the statement yesterday while attending the National Tripartite Committee meeting. And now they are saying the president's on the right trajectory because they believe that he is managing expectations and courting the support of workers in the decision. So Chronicle is very happy with that decision. So that's the first big story.
Fantastic. Now, Stephen Amoa, former Deputy Finance Minister, is saying that Mahama has been misled. Akufo-Addo didn't mismanage the economy. Former Deputy Minister of Finance, Dr. Stephen Amoa, has dismissed President John Dramani Mahama's claim that the Akufo-Addo administration criminally mishandled Ghana's economy. Now, Dr. Amoa, responding to the president's criticism, argued that the previous government made significant economic improvements. He was speaking on Eyewitness News last night. He cited data to counter the accusations. He highlighted that GDP growth increased from 3.4% in 2016 to 6.3% in 2024, nearly doubling the figure they inherited. Additionally, he noted agricultural growth rose from 2.7% to 4.7%. Industry expanded from 4.3% to 8.9%. And the services sector improved from 2.8 to 5.0.
We'll continue. The second big story, Akufo-Addo is speaking from Nigeria. Former President Akufo-Addo, I'm using the Chronicles version, has reiterated his stance on reducing Africa's reliance on foreign aid, emphasizing the urgent need for economic self-sufficiency. According to him, true independence for African nations hinges on building strong institutions, developing local industries, and creating sustainable economic opportunities. We cannot continue to rely on foreign aid as the foundation of our economies. True independence means strengthening our own institutions, developing our industries, and creating opportunities for our people. Now, he was delivering a speech on Thursday in Abuja, Nigeria, at the launch of the autobiography of General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida.
Thank you.
Now, the former president also expressed disappointment about the re-emergence of military coups in West Africa. According to him, this was not the case until a few years ago. It was a really nice speech. He praised Babangida's autobiography, describing it as an insightful account of West Africa's political evolution and a valuable resource for understanding the challenges of leadership. I urge young journalists to get Babangida's book.
We look forward to that. Now, David Ofosu-Dorte is speaking on Ghanaian leaders. He says more of them are interested in showing power than using it.
Very interesting.
Dr. David Ofosu-Dorte, senior partner at AB and David Africa, has challenged the common perception that Ghanaians are inherently humble, arguing that cultural behaviors and societal norms suggest otherwise. Speaking at the Swedro Conversations on yesterday at the British Council, Dr. Ofosu-Dorte highlighted the widespread use of grandiose titles and ostentatious displays of power as evidence of a deeply ingrained societal trait. Quote, we are a very pompous people. I don't know whose idea it is that Ghanaians are humble people. We are not. We are not humble people. A humble people will not be carrying people in palanquins often and will be dancing on the shoulders of others. We like our pomposity. Look at the titles. We are now beginning to like titles more than we are now beginning to like titles more than our brothers elsewhere. Okay. And then he goes on to talk about how people are looking for power, not to use it to serve, but to show off. So it's
So we will bring you highlights of that in the main show. I wanted to take you into the papers. President Mahama has named a 19-member cabinet. So all sector ministers except tourism, except fisheries, except sport, and except youth development are in cabinet.
Okay.
So that's the 90-member cabinet, and includes 2 women, the Minister for Gender and the Minister for Trade.
Yeah.
And yesterday they held their first cabinet meeting after the government was formed, and we're told that the president and everybody else in cabinet was highly confident that based on the roadmap that has been established, we're on course to achieving the objective of having a 24-hour economy, according to the Mr. Guzitano, who is the presidential advisor on 24-hour economy. And basically, they gave some highlights of the meeting.
Yeah.
The president said the Minister of Finance also preparing for the budget on the 10th of March.
Okay.
A lot of interesting things there. Now, I wanted to touch on a story for you, 2 built environment stories.
Okay.
Back page of graphic, work to resume on Saglemi Housing Project. Works and Housing Minister has hit the ground running. Kenneth Gilbert J., who is the Minister for Works, says contractors will soon return to continue with the works on the Saglemi Affordable Housing Project. The Minister of Works, Housing and Retail Resources, Kenneth Gilbert J., has assured, quote, "We know of the Saglemi Housing Project. Among the other projects has stalled halfway. When I resumed office, I started engaging with key stakeholders, and very soon we will move to site, and then work will begin." Okay. He was speaking at an interview during a working visit to some housing projects in Shire Hills and Ningo. Okay. Still on that sector, government takes measures to prevent perennial flooding at Odona. Again, Kenneth Gilbert J. Working on that as well. He says they're going to do some work to ensure that the sanitary conditions return and that there's free flow of water. Okay, now government has secured enough fuel to avert doom. So Kwachi Ofosu is speaking here. The government has assured that the public that it has secured adequate fuel supplies to sustain power generation despite reports of intermittent outages, commonly referred to as doomsor, in some parts of the country. So Felix Kwachi Ofosu gave this during a press briefing yesterday. The other story I want to bring quickly before we go, Mauli Semevo succumbs to burn injuries and then dies. Celebrated actor Mauli Semevo has died after suffering a burns accident 13 days ago. Beyond Burns International got an SOS that something unfortunate has happened. Quote, "We came here today and veteran actor Semevo has been involved in a severe fire incident." I think that this was earlier, but we're told that unfortunately he gave up. The ghost is no more with us. We commiserate. Let me end with this very interesting one. 26 of graphic. Rice farmers demand government intervention to save local industry. Now, let me do 2 or 3 paragraphs. This is from Joshua Bedi Akunkumsin in Kbong. Farmers under the Kbong irrigation scheme have raised concern over challenges undermining the operations and threatening the sustainability of rice production. Now, rising input costs, labor shortages, and intense market competition from imported rice have created a dire situation for the farmers. According to them, despite their capacity to produce high-quality seeds and cultivate rice up to 3 times a year, poor market conditions have made it increasingly difficult for them to sustain production. Now, during a visit by officials from Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, to the Kbong irrigation scheme last Wednesday, the General Secretary of the Seed Growers Association, Solomon Bueno, expressed frustration over government decision. Now, Caleb, listen to this. Government decision, I'm not sure which government, to import large quantities of rice.
How?
Just as their harvests were ready for sale. I'm sure this is the previous government. The influx of imported rice, as he said, has saturated the market, leaving local producers struggling to find buyers. At the time of our production, the government floods the market with imported rice, leaving us with no buyers. This discourages us from planting again, Mr. Bueno said. He said another major setback was the lack of financial support from banks. Even the Agricultural Development Bank, which is supposed to assist farmers, is not helping us. Everywhere we go, banks refuse to grant us loans. Without financial support, we cannot expand or improve production, Mr. Bueno said.
Okay. We'll get into this some more a bit later. But the good news though is that we have some Ghana rice wache that will be coming later this morning. Big Joe organic wache.
Made with Ghana rice.
Yeah man. It will be coming this morning. So we'll enter that side. That was the news review.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
We're jumping into the City Business News. It's brought to you by EcoBank, Goyle, and MTN. EcoBank says, do not be scammed this period. Fraudulent activities are on the increase. Scammers continue to target customers of various banks through phone calls, text messages, emails, and the focus is to get you to divulge sensitive information, your password, your PIN, your card information, your CVV, OTP, and other personal details. They want to steal your money. That's the whole agenda you get. So be extra vigilant. They will tell you that they want to link your bank details and upgrade it. All that can only be done at an EcoBank branch. If you want to upgrade your mobile app, it can be done at the App Store or Play Store. And if you want to link your Ghana card to your EcoBank account, that can be done at an EcoBank branch or at www.ecobank.com. So do not share your information, not your 16 digits number, anything relating to your bank with any stranger. If you're in doubt or you feel insecure, call 0800 003225 as a toll-free number. Now, good energy brings you Girl Super XP as the ideal choice for most vehicles is flowing at Girl stations in the country. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits. Girl Super XP is quality. It gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel. Girl Super XP is fortified with the special additives that gives longevity to your engine, makes your engine perform to the max using minimum fuel, and it is suitable for most vehicles. As you journey the road, look out for Girl stations with the Girl Super XP sign. Go fuel up and enjoy your ride. Girl Super XP so fili ube fili. Go good energy in our area. So Nilate, why are you waiting to own your dream phone when you can have it now without breaking the bank? Why? With the MTN Pick and Pay Later, you can own your perfect smartphone and pay in easy installments over 4 to 6 months. The best part is all phones come with up to 3 GB free data, so you can share pictures and get all the biggest scoops online for the first 6 months after purchase. Simply dial *170# choose device pick and pay later under the loan menu to start the process with just a small initial deposit. So Nilate, when you do that, you go to any MTN service station or center, grab your dream phone and enjoy the ultimate smartphone experience. Okay?
I will do that.
Very well. Nilate is here with the business news.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
The businessman is here with the business news. Good morning, brother.
Good morning, Caleb. It's end of week. Thanks for keeping your dial on 97.3 Citi FM for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, which is powered by MTN, Girl and EcoBank. I am Ni Latte. This morning we kick off from the Treasury market, where industry observers do not expect a huge rejection as government looks to borrow 7.73 billion Ghana cedis today, Friday, February 21, 2025, through the issuance of the short-term instrument. This comes despite the Treasury's recent rejections of bids, as it has been selective to keep borrowing costs low and prevent interest rates from rising. Last week, the government rejected 8.27 billion Ghana cedis worth of bids, the biggest rejection since March 2023, and only accepted 9.43 billion Ghana cedis out of the 17.70 billion Ghana cedis offered by investors. The move helped push interest rates down, now ranging between 26% and 27%, down from 28 to 30%. Industry players believe investors will have to adjust their expectations as the government continues to reject high interest bids, and this could also cause the rate to drop even further in the coming weeks. Now, businessman Sir Sam Jonah has described the collapse of UT Bank as one of the most glaring acts of economic injustice by the state against private sector growth. According to him, the previous government's decision to shut down the bank about 7 years ago has had lasting consequences, potentially discouraging entrepreneurs from pursuing bold initiatives that could reshape Ghana's economic landscape. Speaking at the launch of the UT Story Volume 3 by Prince Kofi Amwabin, Sir Sam Jonah underscored the need to insulate businesses from political interference.
We arrive at 3 fateful decisions. This is perhaps the most profound and painful chapter in Kofi's journey, for it speaks not only of success, but as I said earlier, of betrayal, of the harsh realities of power and the fragile nature of business when it's entangled with politics. The seizure of this bank was one of the most egregious acts of economic injustice perpetrated by a state. A move driven by malice, deceit, envy, and jealousy. It was not merely a collapse of a bank. It was a blow to the very idea that Ghanaians could build something of their own and succeed at the highest level. It sent a chilling message to entrepreneurs and innovators that no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you work, how well you play by the rules, your success can easily be undone by those in power. Yet, despite this very painful chapter, Kofi's spirit continues to soar. It remains unbroken.
Sam Jonah is a renowned businessman. Now, the lack of a clear strategy for sustainable development is hindering economic progress in many African countries, including Ghana. That's the view of senior partner at AB and David Africa, Dr. David Ofosu-Dorotey. Speaking at the radio conversations yesterday at the British Council here in Accra, he says systemic weaknesses and disunity have created opportunities for individuals to exploit national resources for personal gain. He warned that without a strategic approach, African economies, including Ghana, will continue to face economic challenges.
How is it that we have turned our society into a situation where instead of looking for long-term goals, everything is transactional and everything we do is just for that transaction? If all that we think about is how to do a transaction and make money now, then it is not the kind of thing that, we hope to make that change that we look for.
David Ofosu-Dorotey is senior partner at AB and David Africa. Now, Zondatech Ghana Limited, dealers of heavy-duty and light vehicles, have opened a new branch on the Spintex Road here in Accra. The branch opening also saw the unveiling of a new fleet of vehicles, the Haval H9 and Tank 500, which expands the company's range of vehicles. And now, Zondatech Ghana's new branch is part of its business strategy to provide quality vehicles, spare part and after-sales services to Ghanaian customers, while also supporting the government's 24-hour economy policy. Here is the Chief Executive Officer of Zondatech Ghana Limited, Yan, speaking to the media after the event.
But Zonda now will also bring the luxurious cars from China. You can see our Hava H9, our Tank 500, and our Tank 300, especially our Tank 500. They're of HEV. They can save for 30% to 40%. So it's affordable and it can save for, and it's luxurious. So I always say that I represent the best products from China. The GIPC CEO introduced to us the 24-hour economy. Definitely will welcome it because Ghana will need to go industrialization, and luckily Zonda will have 2 assembling plants.
You heard the CEO of Zondatech Ghana Limited, Yan. Now, on the forex market this morning, the dollar could be sold to you at 15 cedis 80 pesos, the British pound at 19 cedis 45 pesos, that of the euro going for 16 cedis 40 pesos. A reminder that these are the rates being offered by some forex bureaus in the capital. And that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News on 97.3 Citi FM, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. I am Ni Lati. You can visit our website citinewsroom.com/business for more on our top stories. Next is the Citi Business Edition. Do stay tuned in.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Every day, people have money emergencies.
Ma, I need my school fees. Mommy, chop money. Cratchy, mommy, my rent. Emergency, emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
More money, Charlie, and enjoyment. At the top life we got.
Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and chop life.
For emergency access to your bank accounts, transfers, utility payments, loans, and more. Dial star 770 hash. Bank on the go even without data with EcoBank's short code for digital banking. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuel. Goil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Goil stations nationwide. Goil Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Goil Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Goil Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who feel? Good energy. Yeah, yeah.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
It's 11 after 7. Where are you? Where have you gotten to? How close are you to work? Are you stuck in traffic? Pokwasi people are making me understand they are in some traffic. I'll get to you shortly, but I will bring you a very impactful conversation that you need to pay attention to. We are talking the Oxfam tax dialogue, illicit financial flows. So while you're in traffic, because you can't do anything about it, just cool down and learn something while you're in traffic. Make lemonades out of your lemons, right? So I'll bring you a big conversation, Oxfam tax dialogue, illicit financial flows. This is part 2. Conversation with Maxwell Kuere, Seth Nana Amwako, Head of Analysis, Financial Intelligence Center. Maxwell is a policy analyst for West Africa Global Financial Integrity, while Daniel Achre Noor is Acting Director, Revenue Policy Division, Ministry of Finance, Ghana. So look forward to that. It's coming your way shortly. In the meantime, send money to Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone for business and personal purposes. It is possible. Send money. You can do that through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems PAPS when you visit us at First Bank Ghana branch. We are around the nation, so come with your cash and your money will be transferred in no time. If you want to receive money, then you need a bank account with us as well. This is another way we put you first at First Bank Ghana. Call us to find out more about the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems PAPS. Number to call is 0596 921 921. Now, if you're looking for the best value data and voice offers that are tailored to your unique needs, I tell you so, we understand everyone has their own preference. That's why we have the unbeatable Made For Me bundles made just for you. The Made For Me bundles are affordable, customized data and voice packages personalized for you. Simply dial star 530 hash. Download the Telecel Play app to subscribe to your special Made For Me bundle. Telecel is connecting energies. Now listen, next time you fly from Accra, please do that better. Fly better. And the only way to do that is with Emirates. In Emirates economy, you can enjoy endless entertainment on board with up to 5,500 channels to choose from. Yep, you heard that right. Sit back, relax, and watch the latest Hollywood and Bollywood blockbusters, comedy, box sets, or even live sport. You can even you can stay connected on board Wi-Fi, so you can chat with your friends and family and share holiday selfies 40,000 feet above sea level. How cool is that? Very cool if you ask me. So get so much more in Emirates economy. Enjoy more convenience and flexibility to over 140 destinations within the Emirates Global Network. Find out more at emirates.com. So it's an interactive show at all times. 0549 986 996. That's the number you can share your thoughts and images, voice notes with us at any point in the show. Now, though, we want to jump into the Oxfam tax dialogue for the Citi Business Edition. Illicit financial flows is our focus. We are bringing you part 2. Enjoy.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Until I find my real side, I'm gonna get me some love, somebody. Until I find my real side.
Hello there, it's a conversation on the illegal acquisition of funds, the transfer of it, and also the illegal use of it. And that's the conversation we're having here as part of the 2025 edition of the Oxfam Tax Dialogue here on 97.3 Citi FM as well as Channel 1 TV. The conversation is on illicit financial flows, and last week we brought you the first episode of it. Today we are continuing, and this is part 2 of the conversation. I am Nila Tilase. Thank you so much for joining us this time around. We're taking a short break. When we come back, I'll introduce my guest and also have the conversation in proper context. Don't go away.
Until I find my real side, I'm gonna get me some love, somebody. Until I find my real side.
Welcome and thank you for staying with us here on the Oxfam Tax Dialogue here on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. My name is Ni Lati. In our previous episode, if you remember what we discussed, we were talking about illicit financial flows. We spoke about the 3 legs of it and how it affects national development, revenue generation, and what have you. The conversation was interesting. A lot of comments came in, and today we've decided to continue and have a different leg of it. And so if you care to know who my guests are, we have Seth Nana Amwako, who is head of analysis at the Financial Intelligence Center. We also have Daniel Noe, acting director, revenue policy division of the Ministry of Finance, as well as Maxwell Curry, a policy analyst at Global Financial Integrity. Today we have 3 guests. In the previous episode, we had 2 guests. Today, we have 3 guests. We tell you that the conversation is getting more interesting and more packed. So last week, we had the basic understanding of it. We also had the forms and shape it takes, how it affects revenue generation, even the provision of, social and developmental infrastructure. You were here with us last week. And so I just want to move to Maxwell, who is new with us here in terms of this conversation, and I'll come to Mr. Noe as well. Just your first thought when it comes to illicit financial flows, just a recap of it. I know we heard from Seth last time. We just want to hear from you, and then we'll look at the different legs of the conversation as well.
Thank you so much. As you rightly put it, illicit financial flows is something which has been a scar and then is ravaging developmental efforts across the world. And then it stands to reason that monies that comes from illegal source, okay, that is maybe from drugs, from theft, corruption, money laundering, and it in a way impacts the amount of money that is raised for development purposes. So for me, it stands to say that it's something which we need to really put our efforts together and then try to stem it and at least generate enough revenue to be able to put it together
and develop Ghana.
I see. So back to you, Mr. Noe. I want to know how the issue of aggressive tax planning, the effect it has when it comes to illicit financial flow. Is it a determinant or a resultant effect?
Right. Maybe before I dive right into that, I would like to talk a little bit about tax and illicit financial flows, if I may.
You have the floor.
In the sense that generally, any tax abuse program that affects the tax system has that effect when it comes from illicit financial flows. So it could be a transfer pricing issue, it could be a trade invoicing issue, and all the other evasion and avoidance issues in terms of tax, which deprive the government of the resources that they need to put to developmental use or to provide public goods for that matter. And so when you're talking about aggressive tax planning, the issue that tax planning generally is said to be acceptable. Tax planning is differentiated from tax avoidance and tax evasion. Tax and quick one, tax avoidance is where I take advantage of loopholes in the law to avoid paying tax. Tax evasion is when I'm supposed to pay a tax and I refuse to pay it using several means. Tax planning is where I take advantage of the tax system to do what. So for example, let me give you a symbol. I'm supposed to pay a tax by the 15th of the month. Otherwise, I pay a penalty. So I plan my actions that by 14th of the month or by 15th, I've paid it so that I do not have to pay a penalty. That is part of my tax planning activities. If I was doing it in terms of tax avoidance, and is the avoidance and evasion, which is the aggressive part of tax planning, is where I know that I have to pay on the 15th. Then there's a loophole in the law that allows me that I can say that, okay, yes, I can pay, but then I come and tell the authorities that something has happened, and so I cannot pay on the 15th. I cannot pay on the 15th. And therefore, they allow me not to pay on the 15th based on the reason. The reason might be very wrong. It might not be genuine. So when I use the ungenuine ones, then I'm doing something which is more aggressive, which I'm trying to avoid paying the tax on time. This time is on time, not paying it out, but paying it on time. So there are various schemes. So the aggressive tax planning really is the one that is negative and has a negative effect on both tax and government. The other one, as I said, tax planning generally is to help you to arrange your matter so that you pay the right amount of tax and the right time, and no more and no less. So generally, that's the way I'll look at it.
I see. So this tax abuse you talk about, is it commercial tax abuse or any other form of tax abuse?
Okay. So when you're looking at the categorization of tax illicit financial flows, most of the time, the tax one falls under commercial tax abuse, where is and because of the fact that it involves revenue. So if I'm mispricing, then I'm using either a lower price or a higher price to take advantage of the tax system to enable me to pay less tax. So it's more of the commercial one, so it involves, yes, generally revenue. Let me put it that way.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Noah, for your preliminary talk on this particular subject matter. And so Seth from the Financial Intelligence Center, your opening remarks.
All right, thank you very much. Maybe just to touch on what Mr. Noah said, or to add on, in terms of other factors that may contribute to that, you're also looking at the fact that tax haven jurisdictions can also be used as a way of moving maybe profit from here to this tax haven jurisdictions. And that may also affect our domestic maybe tax compliance. Maybe another area, the fact that we have a lot of informal sector players, it's also a contributing factor. So, and maybe the last one from my side will be, we have tax incentives, and it may also be abused as well. So there's the need for us to ensure compliance or enforcement or regulation when it comes to
but these tax haven jurisdictions that you talk about, is it what gives rise to what has become known in the sector as basic erosion and profit shifting? Is that the situation?
It may be one of the legs or one of the factors, but of course there will be other areas that may also be exploited.
We'll go into proper details when it comes to BIFs and what have you, but the integrity man is here. And so this abuse that we talk about, I just want us to have the aspect of transparency, the issue of compliance, the issue of flexibility. So 3 key issues here. Do we have transparency in our tax regime in the country? Are the processes flexible enough? And also, is there an issue of compliance or non-compliance, for which reason we are dealing with illicit financial flows in various sectors like we discussed the other time? We have mining, we have real estate.
Okay, talking of just a little bit on what Seth mentioned about offshore jurisdictions. For instance, there is a...
So offshore jurisdiction is the same as tax haven jurisdiction?
Yeah, you can say so. But in terms of maybe, let me just go straight to the question about flexibility, transparency. For instance, in Ghana, information is key to fighting illicit financial flows. And one sector which I think is a little bit problematic for us, and then for SET's organization to be able to adequately work and fight illicit financial flows, has to do with DNFB fees, where suspicious transaction report.
If you use the technical terms here, my listeners and viewers will not understand, so please break it down for us.
Designated non-financial businesses and professions.
Designated non-financial
businesses and professions, like the lawyers, accountants, real estate agents and brokers.
I see.
Okay, so they are required to give information to suspicious transactions, okay? But we have a situation whereby we have a cash-based system, which is a problem. So for instance, I can go and buy a house with cash. It becomes very difficult for traceability purposes. It doesn't leave any trail. That is one aspect of it. Then the second aspect, which he also mentioned, is the informality. Basically, once we have a large informal systems and then transactions doesn't go through banking, it is that limiting for sets in organization to be able to use to fight. So when we talk about transparency purposes, that's where we have to start maybe training and then do a lot of public awareness so that people will get to understand the negative aspects of lack of transparency in tax dealing and exchange of information, so that we will be able to have a better understanding of the requirements to properly pay our taxes in Ghana. Yeah.
I see. So let me yield to Mr. Noah. What do you see when it comes to the challenges, the biggest challenges in dealing with illicit financial flows in developing countries such as Ghana? Because it appears this particular subject matter is one that is dear to all of you. I see the passion with which you speak about when it comes to illicit financial flows. But you sit at the Ministry of Finance. You are the acting director in charge of revenue. And from the picture you see over the years, what is making us lag behind when it comes to tackling this once and for all?
Well, talking about the challenges, I won't talk about lagging behind, but I'll say challenges in the sense that we've put in quite a number of systems to do, which I'll talk about later. But one of the things, as has just been mentioned, is the exchange of information amongst government agencies where we sit in silos. So it's one of the things we've recognized. So if you pick the medium-term revenue strategy of the Ministry of Finance, you realize that there is a portion of it where we talk about a whole of government approach.
Exactly. I just want to read that bit to you. So from the medium-term revenue strategy, the Ministry of Finance says that it is proposing a whole of government approach to tackling illicit financial flows. And in there, you are trying to develop that approach in tackling it. So, for example, if you say a whole government approach, what do you mean? Is it cutting off those silos you talk about in the government agencies?
Yes, so generally, we've actually started working on something. So as part of implementing the recommendations of the Mbeki panel, you realize that when it comes to anti-money laundering and some of those things that relate to illegal, there are already committees that are there working on these things. We don't always come out in public, so a lot of people don't know, but there are a lot of these things that are being done. So it's to deepen that relationship and make it even more robust in terms of that. So, for example, we put together another committee for the validation. You know, as part of the Mbeki panel, there were some recommendations made. So we're actually working on what we've done under the recommendations. There's a committee coming out where we'll launch the validation process to show what we've done and the additional factors. So that part of the strategy is to deepen that and make sure that we have that exchange of information internally, which is important. Because once we work together, and because he talked about the informal systems, then we're able to tackle some of these informal systems because we all have information sitting around, which when we put it together, helps us to tackle IFFs. So tax-related IFFs. I mean, as I said, I'll talk more about tax-related IFFs, but then generally, that's the idea.
If you are listening to us on radio, this is the City Business Edition on 97.3 City FM. On TV, this is Channel 1 TV. You are listening and watching the 2025 edition of the Oxfam Tax Dialogue. This is our 4th episode, and we are delving into illicit financial flows. I have 3 guests with me. Stay with us. We are taking a quick break. When we come back, we have more in store for you.
Until I find my real side, I'm gonna get me some love, somebody. La 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 la. Until I find my real side.
Welcome back to the Oxfam Tax Dialogues on illicit financial flows. My guest today is Seth Nanamwako, Head of Analysis at the Financial Intelligence Center, Daniel Noe, Acting Director, Revenue Policy Division of the Ministry of Finance, as well as Maxwell Curry, a Policy Analyst at Global Financial Integrity. So far, we have been looking at commercial tax abuse, aggressive tax planning, the biggest challenges in enforcing anti-illicit financial flows, revenue measures, and all those issues. But now I want us to do a bit of comparative analysis. What are some of the international best practices, structures in place that a lot of organizations have outlined to help us deal with some of these issues that we are talking about? And how has Ghana so far taken advantage of some of these structures to better our game when it comes to illicit financial flows? Mr. Noel, should I begin with you? Okay.
So generally, there is some international standards that have been put in. And there's a current one actually being at the UN, which is looking at international tax cooperation. And one of the items it looks like is tackling these financial flows. The other one, which a lot of us are aware of, is the OECD Inclusive Framework and the BEPS issues. Ghana is not a member of the Inclusive Framework, but then the items that have been taken in terms of tackling transfer pricing, harmful tax practices, and all the other things that are there are things that Ghana has taken advantage of. And we have some of them in our laws already, the others that we are putting in laws. There was an issue of tax havens. What we've done with our domestic law is that we have what we call the limitation of benefits, where if you're in a treaty country and you just go to that country because you want to take advantage of the treaty, your benefits are limited. You cannot take advantage. There must be some precedent. You must be doing something in order to take advantage of the treaty with either of the parties. And it's in our domestic law to that effect. So that if there's a treaty and even if you do that, you don't get advantage. We've done something on tax incentives, where if you enjoy an incentive, and then, for example, you have a tax holiday for 5 years, and the 5-year ends, you cannot just close down and then come up with a new company. Because our law says that once there's even one person associated, not necessarily even a member of company, associated with that company, you don't get the incentives again. And there are a number of general anti-avoidance clauses in our laws that help us to tackle these things as we go along.
Just to also touch on maybe the grey listing aspect, the effect of that when a country is grey listed.
So this grey listing you are talking about came up in the previous episode where the European Union will have to blacklist some countries or even grey list them, which Ghana
was added
was
to
a victim.
this list. Exactly. So
just to get it clear, it's also one of the international structures
certainly
that is helping us fix illicit financial flows.
Yes, not only illicit financial flows, but the whole AML, anti-money laundering, combating the financing of terrorism framework.
Maybe help us and educate us here. What's the difference?
Okay, so anti-money laundering basically measures that you have in place to combat money laundering. And last time we met, I told you about some of the illegal sources that can get money to wash or launder to make it look clean. We also said that when it comes to illicit financial flows, money laundering is one of the pillars. So the whole framework is to help us to put in place controls, whether for money laundering measures or illicit financial flows. Now, when you don't do well in terms of assessment, then your country will be grey listed or blacklisted. Grey listed meaning you'll be given a set of actionable items that you need to address. And if you're able to implement them, you'll be taken off the grey list. Blacklisting meaning you are not ready to cooperate. And Ghana, we've been doing well in terms of addressing our deficiencies. So usually we say that the country is having AML, that's anti-money laundering, combating the financing of terrorism, strategic deficiencies. So if you're able to address them, then you'll be taken off the grey list.
So these controls that we talk about and inefficiencies or deficiencies, specifically, what is the EU looking at?
So we're talking about international standards, which all countries are using.
What are the benchmarks?
So the benchmark, we're talking about supervision. And supervision, we're talking about the financial sector and also the DNFBPs that Maxwell mentioned. So we want to know how regulators, Bank of Ghana, SEC, NIC, MPRA, Gaming Commission, Minerals Commission, all the key sector players are supervising their licensed institutions using the international standards. How we, even the general public, we understand anti-money laundering measures and even reporting suspicious transactions to a designated office, in this case, FIC.
So usually, how is this done? Is it that the EU comes here to come and look at our books? Usually, how does it happen?
So Ghana belongs to a regional body called GIABA. It's called Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering West Africa, based in Senegal. So GIABA is a regional body also to FATF, Financial Action Task Force. And we are all using the international standards called FATF standards or methodology. So our regional body will come to Ghana, like ECOWAS body, with experts who will come and based on parameters or using the international standards, we go through our books, if I should use your words, to see whether we are complying with the international standards. And some will touch on supervision, some will touch on even licensing, or even the beneficial ownership concepts, how we know those who are ultimate beneficiaries of entities. So we have different parameters that we use called immediate outcomes. There are about 11. Transparency is one of them. Reporting of suspicious transactions, which will be more like preventive measures, understanding of money laundering concepts, even dealing with terrorism financing investigations, a whole lot. So when you are being assessed, these will be some of the areas that you need to make sure that you comply. And if you don't comply, then of course you'll be grey listed or blacklisted.
And I'm sure if you are grey listed or even blacklisted, it will have an impact on fiscal policy.
Certainly, certainly. So when you are grey listed, reputational issues. So for example, maybe international partners will not be ready to come and do business with you, which may also affect our financial stability to some extent. Also, when you are grey listed, you're talking about the fact that when you're engaging in international transactions, there will be some delays or even enhanced due diligence to be conducted on you, all because your country is not in a good shape because you are not complying with the international standards. There are a number of issues when it comes to being on the grey list and also when you are being blacklisted. Corresponding banking relationships will also be affected as well. The whole financial stability will also have some impact.
It's a gloomy picture you paint. And so at the time that Ghana was grey listed, it had effects when it comes to all the things that you've mentioned.
Maybe some of them.
But they will not tick all the boxes.
Yes, maybe some of them. But I'm just giving you the general overview of when you're on the grey list. But by all means, as we deal with other international banks, and you are grey listed or blacklisted, in our case maybe grey listed, the partner overseas will want to do more work on the local bank here, and that also delay transactions, which may also not be good in terms of a business relationship.
Global financial integrity, I'm sure this should be a matter of concern to you. Grey listing, basic erosion and profit shifting, and all its attendant challenges. I didn't know that this was the challenge a country will go through if that country is blacklisted or grey listed. It has a lot of reputational, effect. But we are wrapping up in just 5 minutes. Let me have your concluding remarks when it comes to the way forward in dealing with the issue we talk of now. There are some proposals you want to share with us, recommendations, or some works you've done in the past. I'm sure you would have.
Okay. Seth already mentioned one of the key ones, which is beneficial ownership transparency. And it just basically talks about the fact that every existing company should have at least a natural person who benefits or have substantial control over that particular company. So the second proposal, which I think I will mention, is the issue of blockchain technology in our ports, which is basically to facilitate the exchange of invoice validation data or valuation data, where maybe if I'm bringing in a car or a mattress or a TV from a particular country, there will be that exchange of information through the blockchain, such a way that when it gets to our customs, they will be able to tell that this particular item costs this amount of money and be able to apportion the relevant or the right amount of tax such that the importer pays. One of the
So simply, just to bring to an end the issue of misinvoicing and invoicing.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, to basically eliminate that, and it will go a long way to raise revenue for Ghana. The second issue has to do with trade involves commercial shipping, and it's one of the points where we will need to have a global commercial shipping BO registry, where we will be able to eliminate those that are used for nefarious activities, the trade in narcotics and then counterfeit goods, for instance. And once they sail closer to your country, you'll be able to determine, or when you see numbers, you'll be able to determine whether this particular or that particular ship is properly registered to be able to do business in your country. In a way, reduces the risks associated with like international trade when we have commercial shipping BO in the world.
Yeah. I see a lot of things happening at the ports, right? When it comes to illicit finance, so a lot of shipping issues over there. But Mr. Noe, what are the next steps from here, from the ministry's perspective?
Generally, it's more exchange of information.
You are more concerned about the exchange of information,
because, right? I mean, where there's light, the darkness cannot exist. So once the information is out there, it enables you to tackle all these issues. If I'm going to tackle mispricing, I need to exchange information. So there's the safe framework under customs, which we are working on getting more, dealing with more countries to have that exchange of information with them. On the customs side, we have exchange information on the income tax side. Currently receive what we call banking information on individuals. And so we are telling people that come and file your returns. Otherwise, if you don't file those returns, GR will come after you, assess you, and charge you penalties. So all this, once the information is there, it allows you to be able to do the follow-ups and then plug the holes. So our whole of government approach is one of our main targets. Put that one in place, and it resolves a lot of the problems that we have.
Mr. Noah giving us some biblical quotes there. What's your final conclusion?
Sure, mine, basically to enhance interagency cooperation, we need to work together. So my unit working with all the stakeholders in Ghana, so then we can exchange intelligence as well and see those who are, in the case of what we are discussing, those who are tax non-compliant, will be able to also monitor their transactions and, if possible, charge them for the offense of money laundering or any of the predicate offenses. The other one I also want to touch on is the fact that we need to also make sure we prepare well in terms of combating money laundering issues. It's not always to do with the financial sector. Other sector players like the accountant, the lawyers, you also appreciate AMS CFT issues and see how best they can help Ghana to do well as we prepare for the third round of mutual evaluation next year.
All right, thank you very much, Seth Nanamwako, Head of Analysis, Financial Intelligence Center. Next to him was Daniel Noah, Acting Director, Revenue Policy Division, Ministry of Finance, as well as Maxwell Courier, a policy analyst at the Global Financial Integrity. This has been another episode of the Oxfam Tax Dialogues here on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. I am Ni Latte. Thank you so much for listening and watching. The next time we meet, we'll be talking about gender tax. Bye-bye for now.
Until I find my real side, I'm gonna get me some love, somebody. La 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 la. Until I find my real side.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So rapping all, we'll take the pain away. Rapping all,
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itins Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
Yafinia gave us the vibe. Now, Inshona Chile makes you thrive.
Yes, so it's time to enjoy, Charlie. Buy or renew your motor insurance and boom! Free fuel coupons and airtime for your sweat. Who no like enjoyment? Skidibidi-bum-ba-dum-bum.
From January to June 2025, Enterprise Insurance gives you more reasons to smile on the road. Insure today and enjoy free fuel coupons for your car and airtime for your phone.
Free fuel? Airtime too? Hey! Enterprise Insurance, always your advantage.
Inshona Chile. It's simple. Insure and enjoy. Ready to secure your peace of mind and experience the fastest claims payment? Visit any of our branches or agency outlets nationwide. Connect with your insurance broker or enjoy the convenience of buying your insurance online through the Enterprise Advantage app today. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise, your advantage.
This year, something magical is happening. A celebration of tradition, flavor, and community. Welcome to the Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025.
Taste the heart of your heritage with mouth-watering dishes from across the country like Ademe with Akle, Tozafi with Ayoyo soup, Kokonte, Apopransa, Rare Kwine, and many more. From rich spices to sweet treats, it's a journey for your senses. We're taking you back to your village.
Oh yes, let's recreate our age-old recipes.
But it's not just about food, you know. We're celebrating culture, connecting with family, and making memories that last a lifetime.
This March, let's come together and discover the flavors that make us who we are. The date is 29th and 30th of March 2025. The venue, Accra Metropolitan Assembly, and the time is 10 a.m. through till 6 p.m. each day.
The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025, where food, fun, and tradition meet. See you there.
Interested vendors should call 0558-973-973 or 0205-973-973 to register. The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM.
Fly Emirates from Accra to Dubai and beyond and start your holiday on board. Enjoy complimentary food and drink. Explore up to 6,500 channels of entertainment, including live sport. Stay connected with onboard Wi-Fi and relax in comfort with world-class service all the way. You get so much more in Emirates economy. Book your next getaway at emirates.com. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.3 Citi FM, and this is Kick Off on your radio. Many thanks to Zonda GH and Shell. Shell, go well. Let's get into the details of our stories. Now, CEO of BBN Go Stars, Akwesiedu, has expressed his disappointment with a proposal by Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga to broadcast the Ghana Premier League on SuperSport. Ayariga's suggestion aims to increase the league's visibility, arguing that it could surpass the exposure of European leagues. However, Edu contends that many Ghanaians cannot afford pay TV services, rendering SuperSport an impracticable choice for local football broadcast. Instead, he advocates for airing the league on Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, saying that this would provide free and unrestricted access to all football fans nationwide.
I disagree with him to say that our league must be broadcast on SuperSport. I would rather suggest that they must resource our Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, that's the GBC, that's our local TV entity. If the resource GBC and GBC is able to take the TV rights of the clubs, why can't GBC also sublet some of the rights to the local TV stations in Ghana, the Abdul TV, the Kesben TV, the City TV, so that everybody in any jurisdiction in Ghana can have access to what? Ghana Premier League. How many Ghanaians are able to afford SuperSport in their homes? So, in my opinion, they can think of resourcing GBC so that GBC can take the TV right. And by virtue, GBC is in Ghana and all other local TV stations in Ghana, they can equally also go to take some of the rights. Then the rights and the coverage will expand. That's my opinion.
Away from Akwesiedu, who is the CEO of BBN Go Stars, let's head to Kumasi now. A president of the Ghana Football Association, Edwin Simeon Okraku, was in Kumasi yesterday at the Asante Kotoko Secretariat to commiserate with the club over the passing of their staunch supporter, Francis Frimpong, known as Nana Poli. The meeting, held behind closed doors, is part of a broader effort to address strategic plans for enhancing security measures at various venues following the tragic death of the devoted Kotoko fan. Let's hear from Keto Kroko, who is the Ghana Football Association boss, speaking to the media.
It is not good enough when one single soul is lost. Neither is it good enough for one of us to be selfish. What do I mean by this? When that singular act happened in Instructeman or Instructre, there was a human being with that person who used the knife or whatever it is to take the life of Napoli. That person must be honest. That person who was the killer must be honest and come out to tell us where the killer is. If that person is honest, if that person loves life, if that person loves football, this is the time for that person to be honest to football by telling us where that killer is. Because wherever that killer is, we will chase he or she out of their hiding place or his hiding place and bring him or her to justice.
You heard from the Ghana Football Association President Edwin Simeon Okraku. Let's head to Europe now. In Spain's former Football Federation boss Luis Rubiales has been found guilty of sexual assault for kissing player Jenny Hermoso without her consent and ordered to pay a fine of £8,942. He was acquitted of coercion for allegedly trying to pressure Hermoso into saying publicly that the kiss was consensual. As Spain's players received their medals after defeating England in Sydney to win the 2023 World Cup, Rubiales grabbed Hermoso by the head and kissed her on her lips. Let's move from there and head to the greatest league on planet Earth, the English Premier League, now. Mohamed Kudus' manager Graham Potter has acknowledged the challenge ahead as West Ham prepares to take on Arsenal at the London Stadium. The Hammers are determined to disrupt Arsenal's pursuit of league leaders Liverpool, especially after Liverpool were held to a draw by Aston Villa on Wednesday night, missing a chance to open the gap at the top.
Well, I think my experience would tell me there's never a good or bad time. It's just the time that you have, and you can't control that. We have to do what we have to do. Arsenal, whoever they play, are going to be extremely competitive because they're so well organised, well coached. The group is a strong group. Of course it is. It's competing at the top end of the Premier League and in the Champions League. So we know it's a tough game, and we have to respect that. And then it's about what we can bring to the game ourselves. We have to do that because that's really important for us in terms of how we want to move forward as a team and as a club. So as much as we respect the opponent, we have to also think about ourselves and, okay, what can we bring to the game?
Away from Graham Potter, who is Mohamed Kudus' manager at West Ham, let me run you through quickly the fixtures coming up for Saturday and Sunday on 97.3 Citi FM alongside Talk Sport. Later tonight at the King Power Stadium is Leicester City up against Brentford. On Sunday is Everton versus Manchester United in the early kickoff at 12:30 p.m. Arsenal versus West Ham United will also be happening in the course of the day. There's Bournemouth up against Wolves. Fulham take on Crystal Palace. Ipswich versus Tottenham Hotspurs coming up, and Southampton up against Brighton as well. It's Aston Villa versus Chelsea on Saturday. On Sunday is Newcastle United versus Nottingham Forest at 2 p.m. and Manchester United versus Liverpool at the Etihad at 4:30 p.m. We have a roadshow for you on the cards this Sunday at Osu at the Traffic Light Pub. So make a date with us as we delve into the analysis and bring you very latest from the world of sports in relation to those two games. Newcastle United, Nottingham Forest at 2, and Manchester United versus Liverpool happening at the Etihad. So talk about Manchester City at 4:30. For more sports stories, log on to citysportsonline.com. Thanks to Zonda GH and Shell. Shell, go well. I am Bernard Baker. Sports is life. Get involved.
It's not just a service station. It's a place you get more for every visit. It's not just a place to fill your tank. It's a place to fulfill your cravings. From chicken to chocolate, caramel or the tasty latte. It's not just a place to service your car. It's the perfect place to wash your ride. It's a place where convenience, love, friendship, joy and laughter assemble. Because it all starts at Shell. Visit Shell today and enjoy a wide array of services and offers under one roof. It starts at Shell.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Looking for a bank to rely on? Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Wouldn't we say to bank baby? No lie, only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans than eggs.
Hey, bruh, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want them. That *530#, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Did you know that worms take away nutrients from the food you eat? Just listen to them.
Brothers, yesterday the food nice, huh?
Oh yeah, the trouble woman there, she did try wa.
Charlie, something come on. Eat food.
It did taste like banana.
Make a taste some. Make me try a taste, make a taste. Hey, something is doing me.
Something is doing me too.
Oh, it be Vermox.
Vermox banana flavored dewormer is available in both suspension and tablet and is suitable for children and adults. It's good for you, bad for worms. Not recommended for children under 2 years and pregnant women. This advert is FDA approved.
Money in the soil. Find your way into profitable careers and businesses in our Greek and ATVET now. Take a step today and change your life, your family, and community. Dial *718*50# to join now. Ghana Grows. Hope Day. Ghana Grows is an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Limehouse, and other partners.
Hey, Dini sir. Yes, stay soft concentrate fabric softener. I was such it move. Yes, send this say be here met na wache. Ni hia net na wache. No bia baby some wasem demuni ni na say. Dini hia say. Fe kwaye yesim biara so siesie wontare. Use stay soft and ni hia net na wache. Na ni boss so da from cra. Fabric softener. Eye ni say sir. Choose to stay soft. Ne hu so say no. FDID edwadin kratu yatu.
You are starting life, you want financial freedom. You know where to go for your child's education, financial freedom. We got solutions just for you. For your retirement plan, employee wellness and benefits. Old Mutual, your preferred insurer. Old Mutual is the best.
What are you waiting for? Come and join us. Call us on 030-7600. Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
Do great things every day. Do great things every day.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Friday, Japolo, all night, Saturday night, our club in the moon. Yali, Martin, Seaman, Shock, and the Gugu Cap in the moon. I the shape in all the Bible, bed, go for say, Dallas, so they snap in the bed. Ti guys in our do chapel walk no double share one house on a club no bang ti nyame so me pa na yelu sumia dise unia le bisa wa so wo nyame so me pa na yelu sumia ma Jehovah full ba ne lubani ti nyame so me pa na yelu sumia na telo bi nu kunda plastic nyame so me pa na yelu sumia ya so mami ya ilu kuna gele tani me sa te mu da pa ada nyame baba physical Sawan consider pada, I shall heaven when any pa. Kwaso no kwalo no so I saw fin to mo wanka. Sika samini tichapuli here fin to mo wamba, or to mo wambo. I will put on the things fall apart. I can was anointed men touch. Chapuli was school sipa. Unleashing the
power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Nyame suma pa na yelu sumia. Dom na membu wade woda shebi tesi ase. Kamu sofu ejiwa. Nadi eke wada wano. Ala mushabu nadi wada wano. Kamu sofu ejiwa. Oso ya American Muslim on Biabi. Coffee wadi wada wano. Share. Ehu Christian, ehu Muslim, ehu careful no, ehu sofu, ehu comfort. Asa. That se share proye, but no share swan ye. MP wukomu pani isuta. Acha. Maybe I saw a bad man. The intellectual pardon you dance I know I'm a pass mark. For money we go share blood. Nyame beye obechel into. Epen fast. Inti fast life, fast cars, fast crowd pots. Church service what name is Snapchat boss. 31st now a church. Or no harm nyame on the third now I don't know how to track. Part-time Christian. You won't fight full-time devil. You the joke. Until you nyame summa pa na yelu sumia. Nyame summa pa na yelu sumia. Nyame summa pa na yelu sumia. Nyame summa pa na yelu sumia.
His name is Martin King Arthur. Martin King Arthur, Kofi Kenata. He also things fall apart. I love it.
Nyame summa pa na yelu sumia. Shasuma mi ya iluku na jele tani. Mesate muda pa. Ada nyame baba physical. Sawa nkwanse da pada. Asha na heaven wenye nipa. Kwaso no kwalo no waso aso fi ntumo wanka.
So much to do on a Friday morning.
Sika samini ticha puli ye fi ntumo wamba. Ntumo wambo.
Some are stuck in traffic while we speak. And they've sent voice notes, videos and all. Meanwhile, local rice farmers are also pleading for some attention. But it's a big day for many. Some are celebrating their birthday, others are graduating, some have graduated. So we do well to celebrate with you and push with you. Those of you who are demanding better roads, better social service infrastructure. We intersperse all of that with good music as you're listening to insightful conversations and some interviews coming up shortly. With our contractors though, we've been on their case. Some have not been doing too well. We've not been impressed with the pace of work of some of them. But have they been paid what they are owed though? Good conversation, right? We'll get into that. But happy birthday to MD Dokaskwe. We want to say a very big thank you to you for your support and care. We love you so much. We pray for God's protection over your life as you continue to live in good health and strength to enjoy the fruits of your hard work and sacrifices for us. This is from your son Godfred of Cadbury Ghana Limited and your daughter Magdalene from the Oxford University in the UK. Please wish my sister-in-law Akofa Akotuna of Ecobank a happy 50th birthday. We thank God and pray for more of His goodness, grace and blessings for the next 50. This is coming from Odadia Fred Dako. Odadia, you may want to plan a date night, or you are thinking about making the kids happy with the latest toy of ice cream. Now these seemingly little things make all the difference in creating lasting memories. Good times start a show where you can fill up on more than just fuel. You can fill up on love, laughter, and sumptuous bites and treats from our partner vendors. Juicy chicken filling burgers, snacks, a space just to unwind. Trust me, you'll find it all at Shell. While you're enjoying yourself with your family and friends, your car can also get the love it deserves. at the Shell service station in Wash Bay. It's one roof for everything. Visit Shell today. Shell, go well. This one says, good morning, Bernard and team. This is the day the Lord has made. A day the Lord gave to this world, a vessel of honor and a mission. Humble woman of God, a Proverbs 31 woman of God, who became my queen, the sweet mama of my children, a woman with a heart. Please wish my wife, Mrs. Wendy Sayam Chair, the happiest birthday ever. May God continue to preserve and use her for his glory. This is coming from you, David, with love. With love from David, Bubune, Sefako, Seduji, Auntie Rose, and the entire kingdom. There is a card for everyone if you're looking for a bank card that suits your needs. Zenith Bank offers a diverse range of cards designed just for you. Whether you're looking for a credit card to help you meet pressing financial needs, a debit card to have direct access to your funds at all times, or a prepaid card to help manage your spending, we have the perfect solution. No matter your needs, there's a Zenith card for everyone. Visit Zenith Bank branch across the country today and choose the card that works best for you. Zenith Bank, the bank for all, here for you. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. Happy birthday, Lawrence Osei Boating Esquire of Tema. Best wishes. This is coming from GSTS 99-year group. Wishing you happy birthday. And congratulations to John Mac Bekwe. John Mac Bekwe, on your graduation. You are a chartered ship broker. You are one of 2 Ghanaians to graduate in this program with the ICS London. Congratulations, bro. It's time to maximize and grow your business, people. Just ask me how with your Busiame. If you're a shop owner, seamstress, trader, mechanic, or artisan, if you're into hotel or hospital business, or you have a phone, any gadget, TV, a car, an automobile, a property, a house, or anything you want to sell, the Bisame app is here to help you connect to your customers. All you need to do is to register your business, reach more customers, watch your sales so high. With the Bisame app, your security is assured. Locate the item you want to buy from any social media platform. Inform Bisame the seller is called to bring the item to the office for inspection before you make payment, and then the item is shipped right to you. Bisame app gives you more safety. Business, connect with customers and enjoy success with ease. Happy birthday, Lawrence Osei. Okay, I did that already. Glorious happy birthday to you, Wendy Sayam Chair of SNIT. Okay, we got that through also. Charlie, the enjoyment is real. From January to June this year, Enterprise Insurance is giving you more reasons to smile on the road. Buy or renew your existing motor insurance policy and enjoy amazing rewards, free fuel coupons. Airtime for your phone is that simple. Insure not chilling. We have more than 100 years of trusted experience. We're here to secure your peace of mind. Visit any branch, connect with your insurance agent or broker, use the Enterprise Advantage app for convenience and enjoy free fuel coupons and airtime instantly when you buy or renew your motor insurance. Enterprise Insurance is rated AAA by the GCR for financial strength and claims payment ability. Terms and conditions apply, people. Enterprise is your advantage. Yes, sir, Bernard.
All right, I don't know if you've done this already, but this is from
the long one.
Yes, you've done it.
Yeah, with the picture.
Yes.
Yeah, I took care of that.
And then to Akofa Akotona of EcoBank, happy 50th. You've done that already?
Yes, please.
Okay, so there are a couple of birthdays coming through.
I think the others will be on the WhatsApp console.
Okay, please help me say congratulations on their graduation yesterday. Jeffrey of Access Bank PLC, Sadia Ibrahim, aka Bro of the Parliament House of Ghana, Business Mogul Mona Isahaku of East Legon, my sister in love extraordinary from Baby Mona and Fatima of Kamshi Sense and Beyond. Wishing also got a nice one for our 4 ladies who graduated yesterday.
Ivy, Vivian, Ogbo, and then Framer.
Yes, congratulations on their graduation. There was a long message from a listener. I can't find the message. It's always better to send me the message in the morning, because when you send me the night before, it gets lost in translation. So forgive me. But one of our listeners was wishing our 4 ladies, basically commending them for their graduation. So yeah.
Right, that's a good one. Now this one says, good morning, Bernard and team. Please wish my sweet, amazing, beautiful, fun and intelligent cousin, Mrs. Nana Abna Oklu, aka Chingi Wahia, an amazing birthday. May her day be filled with many blessings, laughter and fun. She's your number 1 fan and listener of City CBS and listens every morning all the way from Zenith Bank Harbour branch in Takoradi. Oh, Aze, happy birthday, Ate. Olkodo Jueni. Christabel Ofori from Sakumono send that through to you. Quick one for you. Hey there, everyone. Let's talk about Affinity. Now, I could go on and on about how smooth the Affinity app is. Helps you get loans at affordable rates. But here's the real magic. There are no monthly fees, no transaction fees, nothing, 0 fees. Now imagine banking where you don't have to keep an eye on those extra charges sneaking in. Here's what's really setting Affinity apart. It's for people like you, the ones with big plans, small businesses, side projects, or just the drive to make things happen. Affinity is all about giving you the right tools to keep your banking simple and help you grow. Whether you're starting something new, managing your finances, or just getting through the day-to-day, they are here to make it easier. So you're not just getting a bank, you are joining a community that's on your side. Here's what you do. Just dial *229#, get the app and check out affinityghana.com. With Affinity, you are not just banking, you're in. Volkswagen wants to be part of every moment in the life of every man and woman. We want to be there when you start your new family. We will when you arrive on time for your important social gatherings. We're in a hurry to resolve an emergency at home or at work. When you receive that big idea during rush hour in a city, when the family is on a road trip, when you have to chill with the boys and girls on the weekend, the new Terramont will carry all your special moments in its renowned spacious 7-seater. It's a 3.6 liter V6 petrol engine producing max power of about 280 horsepower. Be sure you will be at home and at work quicker than expected. It's now selling at 712,000 Ghana cedis. Call or WhatsApp at 0257956688. For more information about our range of models, we have Vetus, T-Cross, Tijuan, Allspace, Terramont, and the Amarok pickup. Hurry while stocks last. T's and C's supply. Volkswagen, rise and thrive. Let's talk about financial freedom and peace of mind, smooth retirement planning, etc., etc. These are nice phrases to hear, but at Old Mutual, they are not just mere phrases. They are in our DNA. So whether it's making sure that your child's education is taken care of when you're no more, or you want to insure lives or save to start a business or preparations for retirement, Old Mutual is that insurance company that cares for what truly matters to you most. Being that certain friend in these uncertain times. 0303-030-7600 is the number. oldmutual.com.gh. Find out more over there. Old Mutual do great things every day.
The way you shout, baby. I like the way you shake body. I get money, and then you bring my uncle. Yeah, I swear I lie.
All right, so a few happy birthdays. I want to wish Sarah Golda Ansai a happy birthday, and I pray that she finds fulfillment in all she does as she works towards realizing her dream in life. Happy birthday, adorable Adjoa. This is coming from Paul. Kindly wish my son Declan Julike Do, who's 6 years old today, a happy birthday from your dad David Jinyefa Do, your mom Aya, and your sisters Dio. Oh Lord, Diomira and Danica. Hello, City. I'd like to wish my son Nathan Kwesi Amwakuhini Nti a happy birthday.
Okay.
May all his heart desires come to pass. We pray the blessings of Jabez upon his life from his mom and sisters. Happy 40th to Yawa Samoa Edu of Tema. All right. Happy 13th to Jijo Agbenya. God bless you. Love you, Lord, from Enyonam at Adenta. And to Jasper Sabla, head of Component Vaccines Production GIZ. We love and appreciate you from the Promo World team.
Okay, let me say congratulations once again to all the graduates today who are graduating from the various universities across the country. And a very special one to my own sister today, who will be graduating this morning at the Great Hall of the University of Ghana.
Wonderful. Doctor
of Pharmacy, we are proud of you. Abigail Kudah, okay, Mrs. Abigail Tego is the name now. So congratulations to you, and we'll see you later. We'll do the other business later. Yeah, but
So
yesterday was
Doctor
a
of
good day.
Pharmacy.
Yeah.
How did it feel like going back to the university to see the graduation? So did our 4 ladies all graduate from the same program?
School.
From the same school.
But different programs.
Yeah.
So now they do it school by school. So business school.
Makes more sense. Man.
Okay. So then today's the doctor, like
Yes,
the
the
health,
sciences.
the health, the
Yes,
School of Health
College of-
Sciences.
yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. I'm told that KNUST admitted 60,000.
50,000. So here's the reality. I went to dig down that thing.
Yeah.
So what the vice chancellor said was that they had 90,000 applications. They gave admissions to 50,000 people, and out of the 50,000, 26,000 people took the admission, as in registered for admission. So
Okay, that-
it
that-
means
that-
the
that makes
university
more
has
sense.
space for 50,000 per
Okay, that
what they are
makes more
saying,
sense.
but they took in
So about half
26,000.
of those who are admitted
Exactly.
enrolled, because they would have applied to other universities
Precisely,
as well. Okay.
yeah.
Do we know how many people are graduating from Legon over the past week?
Put together, I think, no, I don't know. What I know is the admissions, that was about 17,000 people who were admitted to the University of Ghana. But for the total number of graduates,
You are not
I
sure
can
of the
pull that
figure.
up
All
a
right.
bit later. yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations to all of them. And the charge is, the degree is great. Go and apply the knowledge. Bring change. Be a light. You know. So we have to see it. We have to see it in your work.
Yes.
Ogbo. You are the fleet management, supply chain. Ogbo. We have to Ivy. We have to sell more. Vivian, you know what you are saying. Frema, how was Frema's speech?
It was, it was straight to the point. It was relevant in the right context, I must say.
Okay.
And at times people overdo it. They talk long. It was
made it-
just,
yeah,
just crisp,
on top,
straight to the point.
Yeah.
And it was a reflection of herself.
So the dean of the business school was there, I'm sure, Professor Bawole.
Oh,
you don't know him?
Okay. I don't know him,
Okay.
but the
Who was the
Provice
lecturer?
was there. Provice was there.
Oh, Awandari.
Yeah, he was there. He's my man.
Awandari.
Yeah, Prof was there.
No, he be proper guy. He be other
main man.
He be proper guy.
He's energetic,
Too much.
positive energy.
No book pass.
You can see. Yeah, so he was there.
Yeah.
And then a good number of the lecturers at the business school were present.
Oh, okay. Did you see Kobe Mensah?
No, Kobe I did not see, but I met
Maybe he
a
was
lot
at
of
work.
them. I met a lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but generally, it's heartwarming to witness some of these things. It's a crown at the end of the struggle.
I tell you.
And I had always maintained that if you have not written a major coursework or a project work before,
you don't know how to
understand
the joy of graduates.
the challenges of going through this academic journey.
The hard part.
It's not the objective yes no, choose one, choose B, A to B. No.
None of the above.
Right from your head. And look, there were people there, and you could see the joy that was spelt on the faces of people.
It was very good.
Mostly
very
people
good.
who are working and combining with schooling.
Tough, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I can combine work and school. Though.
It depends. It depends on what is chasing you.
It depends on the work I'm doing. This work, no. So if that was, I think, look, Vivian, news editor, to do a master's program is tough.
International business.
I don't think she has a life because, Charlie, this work is work. So Vivian, well done. Really, really proud of you.
And we have to congratulate Nee as well, Vivian's husband. Man.
Hey, Ninja, Charlie, Ninja.
You have been the pillar.
I tell you, you've done so well.
It's worked.
Congratulations. Couple of quick things to say this morning. So we are talking education.
Yeah.
This week in Fansipim, Charlie, they are too long. They unveiled their logo. Charlie, can you imagine? You do a whole program to unveil a logo. Not the event, just the logo. Also to give shouts to Ketasco. Ketasco is 72 years next week. The school was founded on 27th February 1953. So they will be 72. And there's a list of their headmasters, including Nathan Kwao, J.W. Abrukwa, who has something to do with infantism as well. I think it was part of the first group, Abrukwa. Then there's R.K. Malawui, and then F.Y. Amuzu. A good article on page 27 of the graphic. Get it and read it.
From Jolali.
Yes, I think Ketasco has contributed a lot to Ghana's development by producing some very great people. And I think we should celebrate Ketasco for the work they've done. 72 years old. How old is your school?
We'll be 66 this year. We're 66 here.
Okay.
The president of the Ketasco Old Students joined me yesterday at the
he came. But I was going to come to that. So I was just going to say, this week, a few things are happening which we are very significant. So the Education Forum is taking place. And I want to urge the organizers to make sure they invite the alumni associations to take part in the deliberations, because it's going to happen throughout the month. Old students, yesterday's Red Rose Secondary School did a very important thing. They did a conversation about national leadership. Invited no mean a person than PSC Mensa Otabil to chair.
That's right.
Invited Tony Otin Jesse to be on the panel. Invited David Ofosu to give a 45-minute speech, and managed to get a very useful conversation going on. I think the capital that old student associations have is a huge treasure trove to be mined. And I want to urge the current administration not to alienate old student associations. They have good intentions, they are dedicated, they are committed. Look, I'm on some committees every day, they are discussing the school. If we are tired, they are still talking about development.
You can't be tired.
So I just want to urge the new team to not look at these people as an afterthought. They are very, very crucial to this past week. I've had interviews with Holy Child ladies. I've had St. Augustine's in the studio. I have Wesley girls coming through just in the past 10 days. And I'll tell you something. These are people who finished university, secondary school 20 years ago. Some have built a whole dorm or a whole house. Some have built bungalows. Some have launched a 1 million CD endowment. I mean, these are mighty contributions. So we've said this before. So that's on the good note. So congrats to all the old students associations for the great work they are doing. Ketasco, Infantipim, Wesley Girls, at this what's the name? Holy Child and St. Augustine's this week for the great work they've been doing. So that's the first point I want to make. Now, the other thing, though, that I am a bit sad this morning because, to read a story in the graphic, and this is just a short, quick thought and move on. Today, I read a story that really, really worried me. Yesterday, JICA led a team to Akuse. Remember the day we went to Akuse? No, not Akuse. The day we went to, we used the Aksuchari road.
Aksuchari, yeah. Aksuchari through Tokpo.
The day I came back, I was so upset. Today is 2025, and I'm reading a story that farmers under the immigration scheme are still complaining about the challenges they're facing. They're saying they have the capacity to produce and cultivate rice up to 3 times a year, but poor market conditions have made it increasingly difficult for them to sustain production. Now, what worried me was that they said that government imports large quantities of rice just as their harvests were ready for sale. And I thought, if this is true, it's very, very sad. And that they said they could do rice 3 times a year, but somehow they don't have market access because, let me quote the guy. At the time of our production, the government floods our market. I mean, listen, this is a rice farmer who mentioned his name, so it's not like he's hiding. This is the head of the scheme. He says, at the time of our production, the government floods the market with imported rice, leaving us with no buyers. This discourages us from planting again. And this is attributed to Mr. Bueno. Now, I know this is true because the Ghanaian Times quotes the same thing. Then he goes on. He said another major setback was that there's no financial support from the banks. Even the Agricultural Development Bank, which is supposed to assist farmers, is not helping. And I'm quoting him. Everywhere we go, banks refuse to grant us loans. Without financial support, we cannot expand or improve production, Mr. Bueno said. Additionally, he said labor shortages were also taking a toll on production. Out of 9 seed growers on the scheme, he said only 2 had managed to plant this season due to lack of available workers. By the time we need laborers, they have moved to another area, leaving us stranded, Mr. Bueno explained. Adding to their woes, he said, was lack of harvesting equipment, which slowed down the entire process. Now, why am I bringing this? We say we don't want aid, or aid is not important. Now look at what JICA is doing. Oh. This was an aid during a visit by Japan International Cooperation Agency to the Kpong irrigation scheme last Wednesday. Amid these challenges, Mr. Bueno said the intervention of the JICA team had been significant. Before JICA support in 2017, he said the quality of rice seeds in the scheme had deteriorated due to adulteration. Through JICA's intervention, he said the farmers began receiving foundation seeds from the Crop Research Station in Tamale and later Agra seeds from the Crop Research Institution in Kumasi. As a result, Mr. Bueno stated that seed production had improved significantly, attracting buyers from beyond the irrigation scheme. Initially, we were producing seeds only for Kpong irrigation scheme, but demand has grown. Farmers from the western region and other parts of the country now purchase our seeds. The seed currently has 9 farmers producing seeds that yield on average of 5 tons per hectare. They harvest twice a year, producing about 180 tons of seed. The project manager of the Kpong irrigation project, Samuel Evans Lamte, said the government policies should be adjusted to support local rice farmers. He argued that if government prioritized local rice over imported rice, the country could significantly reduce its dependence on foreign rice. It's almost like saying your father cooks food and doesn't give you, and you need an uncle from outside to be feeding you every day because your father, he uses money to do other things. Because rice farmers are saying, if was it not for JICA, they will not be in production. But their own government imports rice to compete with the rice that they produce. Like how it makes? How does this make sense? How?
Well, I'm actually surprised that you are surprised.
Yes, I am, because I thought that we had moved on.
No, we have not.
After all the campaigns we've staged and
we have not moved
all the
on.
commitments given.
You know, countries just don't grow by crafting slogans.
It's sad, though.
And the issue of overemphasis on production, and I say overemphasis on production without creating associated consumer communities, is what brings this kind of problem. Okay, there have been times that they do the production, they produce the rice, but nobody's there to buy, and so over time it gets rotten. How about that? If you go up north, we see lots of those things. South, this Bueno person, somebody called Bueno must be coming from the Adan area, so I suppose that it's coming from the side.
Yeah.
You understand? Means that they have the potential, they have the capacity, but the enabling environment has questions. Okay, how should they produce without a market?
True.
And how do we sustain that as an industry?
That's the issue.
We cannot sustain it. The quick fix approach of let's take government money, let's find our people, slot them in the supply chain, and create businesses around them.
Doesn't solve the problem.
By now, we should know that it's a foolish decision.
Doesn't work.
Because it doesn't work. It keeps people out of jobs. And it raises the political temperature unnecessarily. Because the more people you keep out of job, the more agitations you are spinning around. So we see this. You go to the Akuse area. Rice farms devastated.
They don't even have equipment. Let me read another angle for you. Rice farmers this is the Ghanaian Times version. Rice farmers in Akuse, Lower Manya, and Asuchari in Sai-Osudoku of Greater Accra have called on the government to support them with machinery and other farming equipment in order to help increase production. According to them, despite JICA's intervention through the ongoing Ghana Rice Production Improvement Project, cost of labor were causing low yields. The machinery available on the scheme now is very inadequate. So when it is time for you to harvest, you don't have the machine enough for your activities. It means that it's going to affect your rice. There are times when you don't harvest on time, the rice is over dry and broken while being milled. Sometimes we harvest and the dry flours are not available, leaving the rice to get moldy in the sack. All this reduces the quality of the rice that is being produced. An agronomist at the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority, Frank Keji, stated, the farmers made the call when the officials from JICA and journalists have visited the Kpong irrigation scheme, where stakeholders discussed the challenges facing rice farmers as part of a 3-day tour to see the progress of work. The project is a 5-year project from 2022-2027, technical cooperation between JICA and JIDA that aims to disseminate technologies developed under the preceding projects to a wide range of irrigation schemes. Mr. Keji outlined that the project had already delivered substantial results, enhancing irrigation systems, boosting seed quality, and improving farmer livelihoods. It is disclosed that farmers under the Kpong irrigation scheme, one of the project's focal points, had experienced significant yield increases due to improved water access and modern farming techniques. You know what is sad for me? JICA has gone there and the farmers are testifying of the product of their work.
Yeah.
Can our own government also say that their interventions have led to this type of increased output? It's really sad. You get it? So Japanese development aid is growing rice for us to eat in our own country. Why? Like, don't think about it though. Why do you even need Japan to help you grow your own rice?
Meanwhile, our rice import bill hits 6.8 billion. This is 2023 data from 2023. Our rice import bill, Ghana City, 6.8 billion. A bit detail. The economy spent over 6.8 billion. This is equivalent to $560 million US at current market rates, importing rice, a grain that can be locally produced. Now, while total rice consumption stood at 1.4 million metric tons in 2022, imports valued at $560 million US accounted for 800,000 metric tons of the consumption figure with domestic production.
So let me just summarize the key points and then we'll move to something else. So this is the thing. There are two issues. There's need for production to be better.
Yeah.
We need better yields per acre.
True.
And to do that, we need a viable irrigation scheme. We need good seeds. We need machinery. And then we need credit. Okay, so I want to urge the new agric minister. He has said he's doing something about irrigation. I think that when it comes to agric, the financing is very critical.
Yeah.
Then the tools, the equipment should be subsidized in a way that the farmers can have access to. Then, of course, the irrigation program has to work. Then the second thing I mentioned is now the access to the market. Because if they produce and they cannot sell, there's no incentive for them to pay back. So you do two at the same time. So while you increase the production, you also make sure that there's guaranteed market access. You use things like the school feeding program and other special incentives to make sure that the rice is even off-taken before it is produced. When you do that, to encourage higher production, greater yields per acre, then we can reduce the import and improve the livelihoods of people. Because if you have the flatlands from Afram Plains all the way through to Akuse to Kpong, and you have the third largest man-made lake in planet Earth, and you still cannot have a proper irrigation scheme, you are either cursed or you are wicked. Because if God has given you the third largest man-made lake in the world, and you have the most fertile lands on the continent, and you cannot produce enough food to feed yourself, and you spend 6 billion cedis to import rice to eat, then there's something that is beyond normal happening there. The system that has been put in place, as he's saying, the political slogan is too much. Let's have a more pragmatic approach. Let's be objective about what we want to do. I don't want to discuss rice today, but I felt like to start a rice campaign in 2019, to use a media house to stimulate demand for local rice.
My goodness.
6 years later, to come and be reading that Akuse farmers are saying their rice gets moldy, they can't produce enough. I'm like,
it's disappointing.
So after all the billions, you know, like, why?
The strange thing is that there are foreigners who have relocated to this country who are in the same businesses and they are succeeding.
They're producing.
They are succeeding. The foreigners, they are succeeding. Foreigners who are into cassava cultivation in this country. Go to Afram Plains, go to the Bono area. They are succeeding. But as for us, nobody cares.
Could it be because they get access to better credit from their countries?
Of course.
And then they also have a larger scale.
These countries have specific target countries
They want to come
want to go. So if you are, say, in this, say you are Indian and you want to come to Ghana,
they'll give you money
they
to
will
come.
give you, and they will give you data, not just money. And so more often than not, these guys understand our markets more than I told you years ago. I was in Dubai when a company in Dubai told me the highest consuming region of tomato paste in Ghana.
The region in Ghana that consumes tomatoes the most.
Not political region, the geographical region.
Area.
He said no, from your Kintampo area to so and so and so and so.
Give you all.
Wow.
And she gave me volumes. So I'm saying that they work with scientific data.
Yeah.
And they are resourced.
And the other thing happening now is that they are buying land banks. So when you come from the Akuse side, now you have a lot of foreigners are investing in large tracts of land. Some are using it for farming. Now I'm not sure that's a problem, but this is my problem. If somebody produces with your land, but is exporting it or selling it to do its own purpose, it's not helping your FX. You see, whatever you produce in Ghana, you should have a system in which it helps your local economy. So I'm not against foreigners.
Not at all.
But the policy must be such that it helps our own people. But it's like our land is being exploited to feed another person's country. And the resources don't end up here. And I feel like our governments have been very irresponsible in the way they negotiate these things. I don't think it's fair for our farmers to be shouting to donors for support when your own government is there. So I want to urge the new agric minister to hit the ground running.
Very important.
I'll summarize the things. Irrigation is very, very important. Inputs, very, very important.
Machinery.
The machinery is very, very important. And as I mentioned, markets. So now government must stimulate demand for what is produced so that it can get to produce more. Because the reason market is important is that the market goes to the finance. If you can't sell and pay back, they don't give you access to credit. There's also a big question around the cost of money. And the government is also guilty because you see, when you look at the balance sheet of our banks, most of our banks are just buying government bonds and government securities. They are not lending to the real sector. I think this government has to do something about that. If you take the government, the banks make a lot of noise. We sponsor agric, don't sponsor any agric. They will go and buy government T-bills, they'll go and buy government securities and bonds and just sit down and the money comes back in returns. So government crowds out lending to proper agriculture. I know farmers who are looking for money they are not getting. So, and the reason they are not getting is that they are not able to sell and the people don't think you can pay back. So to unlock finance, you also have to unlock the market. If we here stimulate demand for the rice.
Yes.
So if the rice will be bought and the people can get their money back, they can pay back their loans. But the interest rates on the loans also have to come down. So there's a whole discussion about cost of funds. Because if somebody is borrowing 25% per annum, you can't pay back to plant rice. And the system for financing agri is different from the system for financing, say, importing cars. So yesterday was the first cabinet meeting. This government's job is really cut out for it. We are just pointing based on what we see in the media what they should do. I really hope Mr. Opoku, he has a clear plan to boost local production and local market access. And then domestic support, because you have to support your farmers with both technical and financial and input resources. So as he's saying, we don't want slogans. You don't give it a big name and do a big PR launch. Go to the ground and do the work. Because if after 2 years we see an increase in yields per acre, we will know. If people are eating more rice, we will know. You don't need to launch a big program and get a big flashy event. You don't need those things.
Sometimes they end up spending more on the programs and those events than something that could have gone a long way to help
the issue
farmers.
Of talking about banks and their support
Credit.
for extending support to the agric industry. I can relate with the banks when they are reluctant, because look, the banks are also running their businesses. The risks involved in extending credit to some of these agric companies is very high, so I can understand. But you see, government has to find a way of dealing with this, and I don't think even you forcing banks to extend credit is the way to go. The model that is started with Gesell, for instance, is something that we can, if like, expand. You know, the Gesell approach.
Yes. So that they provide credit guarantees for farms to help to de-risk the sector.
Maybe to scale it up, we should have sector-specific models
for the yes,
you know,
I agree with you.
So maybe fruit and veggies. This is
your crop trees.
Yeah,
right.
And maybe the same thing to the women's banking idea.
Right.
You understand? Because really, the fact that you call it women's banking doesn't mean anything. Because we have had women's world banking in Ghana before, which failed. Because if it's going to play the rules by is going to play the game by the rules of banking,
regular
banking, is stillborn.
The interest. So as he's saying, there has to be a deliberate effort for the type of lending they do to be affordable, and number two, it must go to specific sectors that you want to boost.
Right.
Exactly.
So let's assume you want to help the textile industry. The textile industry is a good industry because it links to cotton. All right. So you have women who pick cotton. There's a guy doing a big cotton thing in the north. So it's that value chain. You can support it and know that whatever amount you lend, it goes to solve other local developmental problems. For me, theoretically, these are not difficult things to do. I think it's a commitment and the political interference of wanting to make money. This is the problem, Samens. You see, as Samens and I sit here and we are talking, we haven't even studied these things very, very deeply. But they are very obvious that these are the things you need to do. And I think the politicians know. The problem is that you give somebody a post. His first objective is, hey, Inti, I have no. How do we make money? You see, that is the demon of that's what affecting us. So you give the guy the post, he will listen to what you said, but his first objective is, but by the way, how will that help me make money?
Yeah.
After the 4-year cycle, if I can't make money, then there's no point in doing anything. So it's okay. Then let's go and procure fertilizer so that we can share and get a cut. Or let's go and that's the way they do it. It's not like. So I'm saying to the ministers that if you want to make money, you will fail.
Thank you.
If your objective in that ministry is I want to make money, you will fail. You are not put there to make money. You were put there to solve a problem. That's why you went on campaign and came to deceive us to vote. Now, if you go there, you think that I voted for you to kind of go and make money? No. So this, hey, in Tihano, how do we do it? Hey, they've sent you to Siberia. Siberia for what? The way they even assess the ministry tells you that some of them, they are looking for money. And you cannot solve. You are sent there. Imagine they are going to implement a Greek ministry. Just rice. Look at the number of problems. Unlocking finance, irrigation, getting inputs, getting what do you call this one? The people who go follow up on them. Extension services. Now, how do you solve all this with the intention that I'm going to make money? That's not why they put you there.
No wonder they sell fertilizer.
You are supposed to coordinate the affairs, the development agencies there to complement what you are doing as government. If you launch an irrigation program, how is it going to be viable? How do you bring national service in? What do you say to the banks? What does the finance ministry need to do to unlock finance? Are there any tax incentives for companies that lend to agri in actuality, not those who have the slogan? These are the tough things they must do. But this idea of, hey, how do we make money? That place, there's nothing there. This place, there's nothing there. We shouldn't be encouraging such things. That's why after 5-6 years of slogans about agri sector, you have Ghanaian Times and Graphics reporting that your rice farmers say they are not seeing top. So I want to warn these new guys. Yesterday was their first cabinet meeting. You are not there to make money. So if that's what you are going there to do, disabuse your mind, because we will choke. we will choke.
And there are some people in the public service. There are some
contractors who can tell you that, oh, minister, come.
Yes.
This is how you do it.
This is how you do it.
Yeah.
Please, new appointees,
be careful of those people.
Bring you some envelope with money in it that you don't know the source of the money. Take the money, drag the person who is giving the money, and go and give the person to Yoko or somebody to investigate them. Otherwise, they will destroy you. That's what they do.
Because this is the window. You see, around now and end of the first cycle, they will come and see you. And then they'll come and say, oh, this one is Amamre, please collect. Then they'll say, by the way, here, no, if you want to do it, you do your ring. They'll be doing their hands on it.
And then strangers will be walking on your corridors. Strangers who are known to everybody in the ministry except you.
Yeah. It's true.
Strangers who pay everybody's child's school fees, except you see them.
And every ministry, if you don't insulate yourself from those people, that's where the thing goes off. Anyway, let's talk to Amos Rutherford. As you know, he is a seed specialist.
Legacy crop.
But I wanted to ask him about irrigation, because I'm naive. You have the third largest man-made lake in the world. You shouldn't be struggling with rain-fed agriculture. Is it as simple as that, or irrigation is more complicated? Doc, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Thank you for having me.
So,
my regard to you and Papa Tam.
So I interviewed somebody from Ghana Irrigation Development Authority last year, and I think he said less than 10% of our irrigation potential as a country have been realized. Now, I was scandalized to hear that, because I think we have a lot of water resources, and our irrigation potential is much higher. How on earth have we irrigated only 10% of our irrigable land?
Okay, so last time when we had a discussion, I made a point about we not having investing in a local contact policy. So for instance, let me take it from this point. If you go around this country, there's a type of irrigation called central pivot system. We have a close about 50 of that system. It's irrigation field, which is advanced type of it. Those machines are owned by foreigners. Most of them are owned by foreigners and few Ghanaians. But you see, because we don't have a local contact policy, those guys, when they come, they are working, and it's not working, then they abandon the machines and go. So we, over the time, because we have a smallholder land system, and we don't invest in this, it has affected us so much that we are not able to crop our farming or do a farming throughout the year. You see the point? But we see irrigation as a luxury. Let me also add, irrigation itself is not a total panacea to unlock the potential of the agriculture that we have. It's one way to more like an insurance against drought or erratic rainfall pattern to ensure the production. If you go to my village in Angloga, I'm not sure there's any family in Angloga today that doesn't have a overhead irrigation system. So you see, the point is more complicated, like just looking at it from an irrigation
so let me understand. You're saying that the equipment for irrigation is not owned by Ghanaians, and the land tenure also does not help because the lands are small, and therefore it makes irrigation difficult or unprofitable. Can you elaborate better?
Okay, so what I'm saying is that the land tenure is a critical point that we have not solved. It's actually because most of us, a small farmer, own more than less than 5 acres of the land. Okay, so you cannot really put a proper irrigation in that space. Now, the kind of irrigation that most of the time, if you look at our friend from Ghana Irrigation Authority, I'm sorry to say this, they more like promote this heavy irrigation. That's what I call the central pivot system. Many multinational have that irrigation system in this country, but that's a very expensive machine. So I'm not sure there's a farmer in this country that can actually get that kind of money to have it on even 50 acres or 100 acres. It's a very expensive system. But it's also expensive to run. So we need to look at our context, the kind of people we are, what can work, because they have different type of irrigation system. But most of the time we are more fancy about this modern system of irrigation, and it's very costly to operate.
So which type of irrigation would work for the type of smaller land sizes we have?
So that's what I'm saying. If you go to a community like Angloga, where I come from in Keta district or Anglo district, they have a simpler system there. We call it overhead irrigation system. Because, of course, there is a land tenure issue there. People are owning 1 acre, less than 1 acre, those things. But it's easy to operate and less expensive for a smallholder farmer. But if we are going to put a pivot system or all these kind of things we are talking about, then it becomes more expensive in terms of maintenance and operation costs for the smallholder farmer.
Good.
And we are not able to migrate from smallholder farming system to commercial system. So sometimes putting those type of irrigation that we promote is very expensive for smallholder system.
Fair enough. Let's talk about rice briefly. Yesterday, when the team visited the Akuse rice farmers, apart from the irrigation issue, they said there were about 3 problems. Banks were not lending them money. they were not having access to market because when their rice is ready for harvest, the government would import rice to compete against them, or the government would allow rice to be imported, basically. So they're basically saying that their rice was not getting patronage because the cheaper foreign rice was flooding the market. Then they also said they didn't have machinery like harvesters. And I'm thinking, these are problems we read about in agri science 20 years ago. So why are farmers in Akuse in 2025 repeating the same problems? Is it just that? Is it like, am I oversimplifying the problem?
No, you're not oversimplifying, Bernard. It's not oversimplifying. It's a way to invest in agriculture. Okay, so let me take you one by one. The bank not lending to farmers is a chicken and egg matter. You can blame the bank, but where I see it, I think we the farmers too have deceived the bank for some time. We don't keep proper record. We will take money from the bank. We don't pay back. So if you don't pay back, no bank will be ready to. That's why the bank put agriculture as high risk business. Of course, but they are eating every day. It means that somebody has the risk that activity. That's why we are getting food on our desk or our dining table. But because the way we practice our farming system, no proper record keeping, we are deceiving our lenders. So that's where that is. So the bank will prefer to borrow to Amelia, who is selling the cocoa at the roadside, than lend to me, a farmer. Okay. But to come to the machine, I think that what the government have to play a bigger role. Most of the time when the government brings these kind of machines, you know the politicians and how they behave. It goes to people who are not really farmers. So today in Akuse, they should not be crying of rice milling machine. Okay. Then the third point they mentioned is the importation of rice. Yes, that one I think is a big elephant in the room. Some of these guys support political parties and politicians. So it's very difficult for politicians to say we are going to reduce rice import by 30% and promote it. They are looking at the next election.
So now that we have a new agri minister, final question. What do you think Mr. Eric Opoku's priority should be? He's new in the job, but he's been ranking member for the sector, so he obviously knows a bit about the rice and then the various agri sector issues. What are his top 1 or 2 priorities? What should he focus on?
Okay, so let me use rice for instance. If our government programs, schools, the ministry and together with other sectors can say, okay, if schools are supposed to buy rice, it should be color rice. Are you getting the point? So they need to have a policy to drive the demand. Because if people are still importing foreign rice and they are being used in government function or big program, then the smallholder farmer in Akusi or whatever is trying himself. Right. But I think the minister will have a huge task in this matter because the cabal in this industry is not just about talking about it. The guys who are importing, they have the financial muscle. And then what we are going to do that, you also have to look at the supply chain. This smallholder farming system we have, would they be able to be increasing their supply so that you keep on reducing the import? Because once you make a policy and you don't keep eyes on it, and there's a shortage, Ghanaian population, we have developed inordinate taste for foreign goods already. So people are going to take you on.
Wow, so there's a lot to do. Thank you, Amos, for talking to us. Amos Rutherford, as you know, is a seed specialist who runs a farm in the eastern region. He's been talking to us. Just brief random thoughts on this story. That's actually not the reason I wanted to talk, but I felt like just seeing the story, JICA, and then hearing the former president say we don't need aid and stuff. Like I think, sometimes, aid is not just money. And I'm increasingly learning that a lot of the gaps our governments create by their inefficiency is filled by donors. So technical support, JICA, USAID in agri and health. There's a lot that we need. I think we can sort of leverage it, okay, if we are serious. Okay, so I think we need to reiterate. The point is that a lot of times the government has good intention. The people who are doing the work, they want to make money. They are not there to solve the problem. And we have to ensure that that thing stops. Because you can't tell me that the problems of agriculture are so intractable that after 30 years of discussing the same issue, rice farmers are still complaining about the same thing. They don't have harvesters. There's not enough input. Like how?
There were just 2 points I was going to make, about the financing on the capital point, really. He had mentioned that sometimes the farmers too, when they are giving support, they do not pay back in time and all of that. I was at an ADB forum, and this was during the National Farmers Day period, and they were engaging the farmers. The banks were also telling them their challenges, that for most of them, when they give them credit or capital at rates that are not like the going market rates, they end up not paying on time, and that also affects how the bank sees that.
I agree, but
in terms of the risk, in terms of the risk, let me be very
controversial here.
Yeah,
I don't think the banks in Ghana do real banking, and I need to be clear here. You see, and it's not necessarily their fault alone. I think the structure of our economy and the way government finances its deficit is the big challenge. The government is looking for money. It takes the money from the banks. That's the biggest game in town.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Number two, for a country of 30 million people, the size of the banks we have too many banks. Go to South Africa. South Africa is an economy almost 20 times our size. They are not less than 8 banks. They are not more than 8 banks. Here we have so many banks. Now, do you know what that does? It leads to wage inflation. The cost structure of the bank is too high. If someone is a great IT guy working at Bank One, he's solving their problems, I will go and offer him 1.5 times the salary I'm paid and then push him to my bank. So they pay the bankers a lot of money. But the market is very small. So somebody come and tell you, I'm a sales guy in a bank. I need a client. The private sector doesn't have access to credit. And yet they are looking for the few rich people in the system. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if your cost structure is high, you can't give the person who is borrowing from you a good rate, because the cost of your operation is high because you are paying people a lot of money. Number three, the cost of money that you get is so high. Foreign money, your currency is weak. So anybody who gives you money from abroad, there's foreign exchange risk. If I give you $100,000, no matter what business I do, by the time I finish the business, if the cedi moves from 15 to 20, I'm already losing. So I think the banks should consolidate in a very meaningful way, so they can drive their cost down. The government crowding out issue must be dealt with very strongly, because the government is not. So the government can't tell the banks anything, because you yourself, you are the one borrowing from them. So if you are borrowing from them, why are you telling them to go and lend to somebody else? Do you get it? Then there's the whole issue of the Ghanaian people not paying back and all those other points. But look, if interest, because there's a chicken and egg situation. If your interest rate is 5%, I'll pay back. If your interest is 30%, I can pay back. And it's 30% because the economic system that you are running doesn't make it profitable. Do you get it? So we don't have a viable bank. They are not doing real banking. Their interest rate spreads are too high. And it's not necessarily their fault. The system they run is not good enough. So you keep shouting, give money to Agric. They will not give money to Agric. They will go and buy government paper, and they will make their money back.
Yeah, and they are making the money.
So so this government's job is to have a closer look at the financial sector and unlock it. Yesterday I interviewed a guy who was talking about the reason he's able to lend at low interest rates is that he says, I use AI and technology to do a lot of work. So my cost structures are low. So I'm able to translate my lower cost into lower interest for the borrower. You get it? These are the issues. So, and the competition brought into our banking sector. We have every bank manager is driving a big V8. Every manager is like, it's too expensive. And yet they are not, the real economy cannot feel it. It's a false system. I'm telling you, if we don't unlock real finance, and if the banks don't take care, people who have technology will use mobile lending to take them out of business. Because people are saying, if MTN becomes a bank and they can figure out how to lower their costs, a lot of people may go there, because the cost build up of our typical banks, they are running a different economy. It's not what we need at this stage. And it's not it's a conversation the whole industry must have on how to make banking more efficient and to deepen financial sector inclusion. It's a conversation we must have as a nation. What we have now is not working. That's why people are only lending to people who are bringing in goods to come and resell. Importers are the only people getting loans. We are not getting loans for all production. Somebody is producing rice. He needs to produce vegetables to export. He's not getting access to credit. because the cost of money doesn't make it profitable for him to do it. These are the problems you should solve, not coming to government to make money.
Very important. There are some messages that have come through, we'll bring to you and then move to some other issue. Very important conversation we are having here on the experts buying land. I think you made this point, was it Bernard? Someone sent a message to corroborate that. He says there are a lot of...
You mean foreigners buying land?
Yes.
Okay.
Seriously? Yes. It says there are many expatriates who are buying lots of industrial and farmlands around Jopanya, opposite the Shire Hills and Doyumu stretch. These lands are being bought for these purposes, but they don't use all of them for the intended purpose, which is farming, I believe. They develop about 50% or less and keep the rest to later resell them in 10 years to Ghanaians or investors at exorbitant prices. That is what leads to land and property inflation. Thanks for sending that through. Just look at the irony of the situation. The Japanese are helping us produce rice, and our governments are also helping them produce V8 and V6 by buying them in quantities that we don't need. Kwesi Aqua from Sakumono send that through. In fact, there is someone who is very upset at the number of new V8s we have in town that government of state institutions are using, and their sector have not been paid. I'm talking about Ghanaian road contractors. John Afo is one. We might be talking to him very shortly. But we need a list of indigenous rice companies so we buy from them. I don't know any. Oh, you didn't add your name. I can tell you of the cost.
You have that list 5 years
of the cup. FVP rice, Nana
rice.
They are there. They are there. You know, I mean, they have to. You know, at times it gets to a point where some of these rice farmers, they take stock of their their operations, and they make choices away from rice production, where they go into other businesses, because the kind of effort that they put in sustaining their businesses, no credit, no help, nothing, no markets. There's a rice company that we were dealing with up north in Tamale somewhere. I forget the name. Huge million.
Don't tell me they are stopped.
I think they are there, but one of their frustrations again had to do with markets. So you go there, the paddy rice is stored large volumes in their, and over time it rains on, off, and it goes bad. But why do we do this? And we say that we are interested in agriculture. We can't possibly be. We're joking.
But remember, we were importing rice for our high school students, and we're rebagging them into Ghana.
What I'm saying is that we need to take we need to take ruthless decisions that will help us protect our agriculture.
I'm 100%.
And I mean,
agree there. We must be ruthless.
You understand?
It's national security.
If go to the people, the company that buffer stock. They have to make sure that buffer stock is buying from
local farmers.
For the basic things, rice. Why not?
Yes.
And this thing, the Ghana rice is not nice.
We
are acting a movie.
Even today, we are coming to eat Ghana rice wache.
Yeah, organic wache from Big Joe.
But Samuel, do you know that it's actually more nutritious?
I would believe that.
Yeah.
You see,
it's more. It has more fiber. It has more fiber. It has more fiber.
Is it SFO or Ejabin's people is what? OSP.
They should do what?
OSP should go and check all the companies that have been supplying the foreign rice and things.
They are probably linked.
They are probably linked. You see, because you see, look, in all humility,
the interest.
We are selling our souls. With no future for our children.
It's true.
I mean, because of this old students thing, I'm so engaged with the secondary schools now. And at times, I tell my headmistress that you are a magician.
How does she do it?
How do you do it, Golda? How do you do it?
3,500 borders.
And every time I talk, she takes in a deep breath and says,
And you're easy.
Because she
but one day I went to the school and then they were on the food and they were saying that Gary they said some Gary come some place or something.
Charlie is supposed to drive the academic.
He's thinking about oil.
It's not thinking about where to go and buy okra.
No, they were texting and saying they said the oil. No, someone's come.
No, it's Bernard, it's a serious problem. We can't joke
I'm
with.
laughing, but it was
Because,
funny.
Bernard, I mean, at times,
So, as the old student president, you are now involved.
I am so
Then
involved.
they say, Charlie, we don't have rice for next week.
Look, my biological children are out of this.
They finish university.
You understand? But I feel so passionate about this thing that you go to the school and you are watching people's children go through their day with no hope.
Yeah. Because the quality of food is not that good.
The quality is not good. They don't have
the variety. There was a time when they said we were doing gari. So there's some day we went. And people said they tire. Why? Because that time they were not getting right. So they said they did gari. They did gari like 1 week. And people say you didn't gari from your bread.
You can blame
gari into Banku, Charlie. They chop. They say they tire.
And this is our future. Our future leaders.
Be serious.
This is how we are crafting their future.
It's terrible.
You know. No food, the food we've messed everything up.
We need
and we don't see the supply chain that if we can plug in the buffer stock to pick from our own local producers.
And then use our schools and prisons too. Prisons as a market.
But you know, even national service.
Yeah.
The place that the ghosts are displayed there. You know, national service.
Serious.
When under Peter Podube, God bless that.
He started that thing. So Agbenutu did the same thing.
Papa, you know,
even this guy, the new guy said he wants to do that thing.
What I'm saying is that it is an opportunity. Of course, Felix is an old national service boy.
He said he's going back to that thing.
So he's cultured in the proper ways of doing things. I was so glad when I heard that Felix was going back to national service.
He's committed to the agri thing.
So if we don't see the opportunities, we will live our old age in regret. So all you politicians.
I want you to emphasize the money making, because I'm telling you that sometimes you see these things you are saying. This is what let me tell you. When people are in opposition, they understand everything you say.
Yeah.
When they come to government, people start coming to see them to tell them that and I'm saying that those are the enemies of the state. I'm telling you, Caleb, people will come there and say, Charlie, here they don't do them so. There's like the civil service say, Charlie, here if you want to make money. Look, you said you wanted to reset the country. This is not the time for making money. Do the work. You have your first cabinet meeting yesterday. Do the work and give us situational reports on what you are doing.
Very important.
All right.
Yeah.
Now deal with some comments before we move into.
Yes, I think all SHS head teachers should be directed to purchase only local rice. We had all.
They don't buy the rice themselves.
They don't buy it.
For some time, it's not been done.
They only buy the amo.
Oh my God. Good morning, Bernard. Hey, Ghana. So we produce rice in Ghana, but the state does not purchase from them. The state will rather import rice produced by farmers in other countries who are helped by their home countries. Then the city will suffer prices of all products, and prices of all products will go up. God is very surprised at us. Erica Dansuman said that too. Good morning, Bernard and team. The government, okay, so it says, kindly connect me to the local rice farmers. I need a side business. Kwame, aka Ajinkwa Honey. Good morning, Bernard and team. The government agency to see to the development of irrigation in Ghana itself is underdeveloped in terms of human resource and infrastructure. Irrigation potential in Ghana is 1.9 million hectares, and we are doing a little above 200,000 hectares. Redefining the mandate of JIDA, that's Ghana Irrigation Development Authority, and doing that well sits at the heart of the ministry's work. Thanks, Alfred Mensah. Onuma send that through.
True.
Yeah. Good morning, Bernard. I believe we need a thorough study to identify why the production of local rice is more expensive than imported ones, both quantitative and qualitative analysis. I believe when we have that data, we can formulate policies and frameworks to make local production favorable. Healthy competition is good for the economy. We need to promote effective and advanced mechanized farming. Remember, Ghana is not an island. We need the trade. The question is, how do we make our products preferable? Good morning.
Hang on.
Yes.
On this particular thing, look,
Yes.
the price points may indicate the points you are making as being price, but ultimately it costs the country more to buy from outside than to produce inside.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because the economies of scale.
Yeah.
Okay. If we're able to scale up, it will drive more resources into the industry. Ultimately, we can now stabilize the pricing
and sometimes the other
be
thing
competitive.
the other thing people don't remember is every time people say something is expensive, I give you an explanation. There's a difference between cost and price. The price of Ghana rice may be 2 cedis more than imported rice.
One.
But the cost of buying imported rice is the jobs you don't get.
Thank you.
You see, we don't think deep. We only think about price. I told you something. So you can buy a phone for 1,000 cedis.
Yeah.
But the cost of the phone is this. If you are spreading the payment for a year, the cost is more than the price.
Yeah.
There's also opportunity cost. So if we think from a cost perspective, we will not be buying imported things every day and say that because the Ghana one is. It's because you don't think far. If you think far, you will know that if you don't create a job, even if you have money, the people who are broke in your hometown that you have to give money every week, it's part of the price you are paying.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
We need deep things. I want to encourage the ministers who have been appointed. There's a lot of hope, expectation. We want to wield both carrots and sticks. The carrot is that you can leave a legacy. Eriko Poku, you were very eloquent in opposition as a Greek man. Now you are in charge of a Greek ministry. We don't want slogans, so hit the ground and do the work. Talk to the experts, go to CSIR, engage them. You see, when I interviewed Mutala, he said, Charlie, Minister for Environment, he says, he went to a meeting, everybody was a professor. In fact, to the extent that one director, he even called professor, was only a doctor. I was like, oh, you are the only one who's not a professor. We have the minds. Engage the people. Find out the best way of doing it. If you have a target. So I think what the government should do is that our policy is to reduce importation of rice by, say, 50%. What can we do? What are the varieties we need? The scientists will tell you. Engage the technical people. And if the price of rice comes down and we produce enough rice, we all make money. It's not trouble that you are supposed to make us money. You get it? I think that we just need people who have a heart for the country. Listen to Fosu Dorte. If, Ghana, we don't need 100 years to develop. The president must set the tone and appoint honest leaders who care for the country, who are not there to make money for themselves. That's all. Because as for the solution, we all have it. It's the implementation we don't have. So the things we are saying is not because we want to read in a book. This is what everybody has to do. But the difficulty is that when people go to government with the aim of, I want to make money.
That then compromises
for myself.
They don't.
That's the problem.
Somebody who was appointed somewhere, I don't want to mention. There his people are laughing at him that Charlie. Charlie,
your place is dry. Your place is dry.
Charlie.
What does that mean?
It's going to
Charlie. Now when he goes for there, people see Charlie.
They laugh out.
Why? Did you have a problem with the old man? Charlie. They ask him that question.
Because it's a very serious. It means it reveals
the
mindset of people who are being appointed that this is a time to chop. It is very serious. So, and guys, look, let's not read headlines. So these are the issues. The real reason we are not developing is that people go into office thinking that it is a pot of gold and money to be made, not problems to be solved. You get it? And if we don't change, I think that this president has a unique opportunity. If after 6 months, you see the guy is fully sack him. No, he should sack because he
be ruthless for this thing.
He has a unique mandate. Since Rawlings, nobody has had the kind of mandate John Mahama has. Yesterday he went to the TUC meeting.
Yeah.
He told them that his begs, he can't raise. They agreed. He has goodwill. He should use that goodwill to cut his people to size. Because the problem our political leaders face is internal revolt because of political things. He can tell whoever is in his party that, hey, Charlie, this thing I want is beyond you. Western region, only MPP has only 2 seats. Western region, not to talk of voter. So he doesn't need to go and do. If the party people will not agree, like this appointment, you appoint GRA boss, a technocrat, they say don't agree, they should go and sleep. Because if you don't sort out the GRA thing well, we can't get any money.
Thank you.
He should put his foot down. He doesn't have an election to run. And they can't do him anything. Because now he's not up for re-election. Do you get it? So he has a unique opportunity to sack if they are misbehaving. Give them targets, 6 months. If he's not seeing anything, hey, Papa, go home. If the chiefs call, don't pick.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Because you see, he's the only man who has had 3 times to be president. If he fails this time, we'll never forgive him more.
That's the thing.
He cannot fail. He doesn't have it. He has to do the work ruthlessly. Because the whole country lined up to vote for him.
Yeah.
And chase MPP out of power. So you can't come and do business as usual. So if they've appointed you and you think your job is come and make money, we will choke you. If you are there thinking that your job is coming and just sit there and do business as usual, after such a mandate, you lie bad. You will go home.
You know, some of the appointments, when I hear the appointment, say, you know, because I'm like, do they really know the enormity of
this job?
The job, Charlie. You hear, you know, the huge, see the GNPC,
Tor,
Cocoa Board. Cocoa Board.
People are celebrating, jubilating.
It be serious. You lose all his hair.
Randy, you have to pay attention to command your week every Monday dawn.
Tell you,
you need prayer more than anybody.
You need what's the name of the guy? Favor.
No, seriously, because Cocoa Board
is a whole minefield,
and there are people in institutions like Cocoa Board,
vested interest,
who have created
economies,
a sub profession and occupation
of milking the state,
milking the system.
I tell you
that, Randy, you have to deal
and they want to sabotage you,
and they will come after you.
They will choke you. They will plan stories.
The entire supply chain is full of people like that,
Charlie. So you need the blood.
So I'm telling you. So I see that. So
yeah, it's a serious thing. Randy, if you want to do the right thing in Ghana, do you know the people in Ghana? Ghana, the wicked people, no, they don't talk.
They don't talk.
Look, a leader comes into office and he wants to do the right thing, they will start planting stories about him that he's a bad person. And sometimes we, the media, help them. People don't mean well for the country. So when you see a reformer who's trying to do a good job, you need to support him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So I'm giving the appointees this open book. If you want to do the right thing, the media will help you. If you are there to chop money and do business as usual, I will fight you. So that one there, if you don't disabuse your mind, so those who are going to see ministers and say, here, this is how we do it and those things, please. This is not the time for that. People are hungry in the country. People are hungry.
We say this time we are choking. I'll tell you something. I went somewhere and I saw, it's a foreigner. And then when I went to the person's office, the business person, I saw some people be leaving the office. One dressed like a chief. You know, and they were doing their own thing. Me, I was just waiting. Eventually, I get into the office. They say, do you know this chief who just left? I said, no. He said, oh, he's big. He's very big, like the Ashanti chief.
You mean the chief can't like the woman?
Then no, I was feeling sleepy because I sat for a while. The woman said, the sleep vanished. I said, what?
Good liar.
He said, yeah, like Ashanti chief. I said, the person who just passed, Ashanti chief? Are you saying?
You don't even know him?
No. I mean, I can't disclose too much, but you know,
the person you don't know.
So the woman, this foreigner, just kept quiet for a long time. I said, "What happened?" He said, "Oh, you know, the person said that he will lead me to, you know, the presidency something. I said, lead you for what?
They lie you. That's a big game.
This person said Ashanti chief.
He said he's big.
Yeah, he said it's big like Ashanti chief. So you see how people are.
Somebody you don't know.
What is that, Charlie? So me, I told the woman that Charlie, he's even in his region, no crap, nobody knows him there. So he said, then the man has received
that. Oh Lord. Anyway. So by the way, those of you who are sending us complaints about traffic, I hope it's improved because
really
it's been an hour.
Yes.
I hope it's improved. We didn't want to do traffic today. We wanted to do rice and agric today. You know, so let's read a few comments on the subject.
Sure.
Under discussion.
Sure. But the more reason why many people do not patronize local rice is the quality. The stones and dirt are too much. Charity from Def Traco. Charity, where do you buy your local rice from? Because the ones I have, they are top
people are just
quality.
Maligning
so
local rice.
Charity, be mindful where you get yours from.
Those
I know, they are very good. Okay, this one says, good morning, Bernard. I believe it's time we make better use of the available human resource in the agricultural sector. Prisoners, for example, could be engaged to contribute meaningfully, helping to boost the agricultural productivity. Alexander from Beijing, I'm sure you're
yesterday
suggesting
my
we use
friend
them for.
Delaga Janku, who is from the Asia and the Volta region, brought me a sack of local rice.
Local Ghana rice.
Yes, and we are going to do rice water. Do you know rice water?
This weekend.
Saturday, that's the first time. Then we'll do jollof in the evening.
My God.
And
then
the local
in the evening.
The local rice is very it's nice.
Yeah, it's good.
So I think people are just used to the white people's rice. Yeah. Eat what you grow and grow what you eat. It's the basic law of survival.
Thank you.
Let's not even make it complicated.
Good morning. My name is David from Shy Hills. Please, do we have a law in this country that prohibits foreigners from acquiring our lands and giving it to other investors? To be honest, Shy Hills is basically owned by Chinese because I believe over 80% of the land here is now owned by them.
Oh, Lord.
Bernard, we are 3 partners going into 7 acres of vegetable irrigation farming at Afienya. What we are going through, I went to Hohoi district and people's rice farms are brown for lack of rain where there are streams. Maybe I should see you in person to explain a lot of the issues concerning agriculture from my experience from South Tong and some few areas.
So send us
He
your
didn't
name.
add his name.
All right.
But I decided to go into rice farming in 2023 and I spent 145,000 Ghana cedis. I was about to make and I was able to make only 95,000 cedis. I went in again in 2024 and due to the bad rains, I can't even mention how many bags I harvested.
Charlie, that was a bent finger experience.
Otuo from Abeka.
All right,
Better
more
than team.
questions? Yes?
Can the government feed our students in senior high schools with only locally produced rice?
They can.
Good
If they
question.
want to, they can.
The former Greek minister Akoto promised that Ghana will be self-sufficient in rice production by 2023. Everyone has forgotten about it. Politicians just talk. Prince from Airport.
It didn't materialize.
We have a Vaime rice project laying to waste. We have to revamp that great project and recruit more people in the area in North Tong. But I want to be appointed to the Parks and Gardens Department. It's very dry and I see it as a money-making machine that has not been actualized. Kwame from Pokwase. Alright. Most of the foreign companies evade tax, making the cost of production less than the local firms, in that their products are less expensive than the local firms. Can you imagine these foreign companies use cash to transact business for the sole purpose of evading tax? But that is pathetic. Ronald to send that through. Bernard, sometimes we are our own problems. How many Ghanaians will buy or eat local rice? We would go to the market and bypass local rice and buy foreign rounds because we are addicted to them. Can't Ghanaians say they would buy local rice from now on? But how many of them will do that? Talk to the people too.
We are doing our best. There are some local rice brands that are doing well. Some even advertise on air. I think FPV Rice did so during the Christmas. And let's all push. Let's all push. It's a collective effort. I think that's what we need to do.
Peter Kane from Kumasi says this sacrificial and selfless leadership we want from our leaders should be checked from the roots. Student leaders are engaged in these and more, and they are those who rise to become national leaders. We have Dr. Boama Okujeto and Odompre, all from that pool. We need to check the root, you say.
All right.
So we'll go for a very quick break. When we are back, we spend time talking about food and food and food. GB Foods are here in the studio and they are proud sponsors. Proud sponsors of Heritage Caravan. We'll have a quick conversation with them when we return. But before we go for that break, when you buy anything, it has to be the very best Diamond 42.5 hour grade cement. Highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market since the year 2000. Diamond has put smiles on the faces of homeowners, block makers, supported numerous constructions with a high quality brand that's rated green by the Environmental Protection Agency. Now we have the affordable 32.5 hour grade. Good deal for everyone, great value for your market. You deserve the best. Choose Diamond Cement. It's your number one. Anyone who wishes to buy Diamond Cement should deal with the company directly. Locate us via across the country. Our factories are in Aplaota, Kradi and Buepe. 0244 313 368, 0540 111 978, 0202 021 175. These are the numbers to call. Diamond Cement is still as hard as a diamond. We'll go for a break. We'll be right back.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Ghana Post. Ghana Post. The most affordable delivery option for food and merchandise from Ghana to everywhere in the world. Connect with us today and see for yourself. Ghana Post. Smart, secure deliveries.
Mensa coming package, in less than 5 days, Ghana Post, they make life they be. Ghana Post will deliver to you wherever you are in the world.
Hey, dear Newsroom, sir. Stay soft concentrate fabric softener. I was such it move. Just send it this way. You have it now. New it's now. No, Pia baby, someone some demoni in us. Dear Newsroom, say. For quiet, yes, in Biara Association Ontario. Use Stay Soft and New it's now. Nani boss to tap from cry. A fabric softener. A year near say, sir. Choose to Stay Soft. No, so say, no. FDIG a dreading crowd to yet.
So what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244 313 368 or 0540 111 978 or 0202 021 175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
First impressions matter. Make yours unforgettable with the irresistible scent of Princess Body Mist and Roll-On. Designed for every lady who wants to leave a lasting impression wherever she goes. And for our gentlemen, there is Style Up Perfume and Roll-On. Elevate your presence with a confident, masculine fragrance that keeps you dry and fresh all day. Because your fragrance should speak before you do, use Princess Body Mist and Roll-On and Style Up Perfume and Roll-On. Your daily essentials for smelling good from dawn till dusk. Princess and Style Up. Smell good and feel great together. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
In the Chest of a Woman, a stage play written by Efo Kojo Maugbe is showing again by popular request. It's sensational. It's hilarious.
Enough! You slept with me. I never slept with you. You had me. I never untied me. You're lying to the theater, child. You
Hey! Kakura phone and Trodia.
Join Clemento Suarez, General Intatia, Akofa Ijani, Bella Samoa, Edina Matachi, and more on 28 February, 1st and 2nd March 2025, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day at the National Theatre. Tickets are going for 100 Ghana cedis for students, 200 Ghana cedis for regular, and 300 Ghana cedis for VIP. To purchase tickets, dial *713*33*10#. Supported by AE Cinemax, Enterprise Insurance, UNESCO, McPhillips Foods, and Verna Water. In the Chest of a Woman returns bigger, bolder, and better. Powered by Africa Arts Network.
Are you ready for the road trip of a lifetime? All is set to explore 14 amazing regions of Ghana on the Heritage Caravan 2025. Dive deep into the rich Ghanaian culture through the food, the music, the history, and the captivating traditions. From the 2nd to the 9th of March 2025, you will experience the road trip of a lifetime. Build connections, network, and share unforgettable memories with fellow adventurers.
An opportunity to see Ghana in a more beautiful, and the people, the connection, incredible.
The Heritage Caravan will smoothly drive through the Greater Accra region, Eastern, Volta, Uchi, Northeast, Upper East, Northern, Savannah, Bono, Bono East, Ahafo, Ashanti, Western North, Western and Central regions.
The places we visited, the road trip itself was awesome.
Everything was good, yes. Even the Bui Dam was very educational.
Throughout the 8 days on the road, groove through authentic live band music on the wheels with the melodic In Chin Chin Band. The Heritage Caravan 2025 will be fun, educative, refreshing, and most of all, remarkable. Stay updated. Follow all Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM social media handles for updates and join the conversation with the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2025. The Heritage Caravan 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV in partnership with the Ghana Tourism Authority with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by the National Lottery Authority, Holland Insurance, Omni Basic Bank, Goyle PLC, GB Foods, Standard Water, Apollonia City, and Beaver Beverages. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, dear Newham, sir. And you stay soft concentrate fabric softener. I was such it move. Just send it say be here met na wache. Newham it's na wache. No be a baby some was some demoni ni na say. Dear Newham say. Fair quiet yesim biara association wontare. Use stay soft and Newham it's na wache. Nani boss to tap from cra. A fabric softener. And ye near say sir. Choose to stay soft. No who so say no. FDID a dreading cra to yatu.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
(9:35) GB Foods joins us in the studio. Noah Akelesalore. No, when I get this right, you give me something from Gino, right? Noah Akelasore Adintoge. Did I get that right?
That's right.
Oh, come on, man. I got it. No, you're senior category manager for GB Foods.
Absolutely.
Good to have you, Noah.
Thank you.
And then Jessica Kwenu, category manager, GB Foods. Yeah. So I'm told Noah brought an ark full of food stuff, GB food products out there. Welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you so much.
GB Foods, who are you? Tell us about yourselves.
Yeah, Caleb, thank you so much, and good morning to you, and good morning to your listeners. So at GB Foods, we celebrate local flavors, be it through our products or our interactions with our cherished consumers. We live this purpose of celebrating local flavors in the moments that really matter to the Ghanaian consumer. So family time, for instance, parties, religious celebrations. Our products are the go-to products for some of these events. And so with a road trip of this nature that Citi and Channel 1 TV is organizing, we are happy to be on board.
You're on board the Heritage Caravan.
Engage the caravanites and the indigents, of course, because we are going to communities, we are going to regions.
14 regions.
And so they should expect some sumptuous meals.
Fantastic.
From the house of Gino, of course, and Pomo.
Oh,
two of our biggest brands. Yes.
Oh, so these are the brands that GB Foods purveyors of.
Absolutely.
Pomo is tomato paste.
Yes, it's also a tomato.
Yeah, I go to the market. I go to the market. So Pomo is a tomato product, and then Gino. So GB Foods, you are the purveyors of Pomo and Gino tomato paste. Is there any other product on the market that's from you?
Yes, so we have Breaks Farm as well, which is also a tomato mix. But you know, for GB Foods, as a leader in providing high quality food products, we have different ranges. So we have the cooking bases, that is the Gino, and then the Pomo. Those are our biggest tomato paste
They are
brands.
cooking bases.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So cooking bases, you don't need to add any other thing, just the tomato mix. Yes, so that's the base of your food before you add your rice or your, whether you are doing your stews and your soups. Yes, and then we also have the taste enhancers as well. So we have Gino Curry, which I believe you know as well. Is number one. It's number one on the market. Yeah. Yes, and then for the cooking bases as well, we also have our Breaks Farm tomato paste.
Breaks Farm tomato
paste as well. Yeah. So yeah, those are the brands that we have, and for a very long time in Ghana, we've been providing women and any other person who enjoys cooking with,
and men too. Yes,
for yourself
we
as
also
well.
like to
Yes, with offering that culinary skills to make the meals that they enjoy with their families and friends and every other person.
For a very long time, anytime I'm getting tomato paste, Gino is the default. Is the name I know?
Absolutely. Because it's number one.
I don't know any other name.
So obviously we have the heritage.
Yes.
And so with that heritage and with a brand that truly cares, Ghanaians we have actually gotten into the minds and the emotional well-being and also the culinary, experiences of consumers. And so that is the reason why Gino is the go-to brand. But beyond the products that Jessica has just alluded to, of course, we also offer our Jago mayonnaise,
Jago
mayonnaise,
right.
And then which is a low-fat mayonnaise, very healthy for our dressing your salads. And
did you bring some? I want to see them.
You will definitely have more.
No, your ark is empty today.
In your intro, you mentioned that I've already
your
got
ark
a
is
lot
empty
in my
because I can't see that.
And so you will
is
have
it at the
that.
car park?
It's definitely at the car park.
That's okay. But is this your first time on the caravan, though?
So last year we were on the caravan, and the experience was immense.
Tell me about it.
So brand exposure, the way people received our brands across the regions, and in our interactions, we understood that Gino and Pomo is actually playing a crucial role in the culinary experiences of these people.
So people have really accepted the brand, and you enjoyed a lot of brand visibility across the country. Absolutely. Being on the caravan. So this year as well, you have joined us. What's the expectation? What are you looking forward to as we are part of the caravan 2025, Jessica?
Okay, so we want to assure all of the caravanites that this year they are really going to have a flavorful experience, throughout the journey. Every region that we are going to visit, we are going to make sure that they really enjoy themselves with our product. And I want to highlight on 2 locations where we are going to give a very good experience. So we all know Kumasi is renowned for its fufu, and that's like the major meal that people enjoy there.
And
so
the team.
Yes, so when the team gets to Kumasi, we are going to have an experience for them. Now we have an activity ongoing. We call it the Pomo Mukasi Ra, and with this
Pomo Mukasi Ra.
Mukasi is kitchen, and so when you enter the kitchen, what you use the Pomo to do in terms of the meals, right? So we are going to give the caravanites a great experience in one of the best eateries in Kumasi. Yes, it's going to be a day full of fun, music, good food, and enjoy. So that's going to be on the 6th of March. So it's going to be an Independence Day celebration to remember. Also,
you're making me hungry.
Also in Ho, we are going to have the food festival, and over there as well, the meals that the caravanites are going to enjoy are going to be made with Gino. And so caravanites should really expect to enjoy themselves with those great meals.
I love the sound of that. And Noah, there is the new Gino Jollof.
Yes.
What's that?
So that's the newest kid on the block in our portfolio.
Gino Jollof.
And so You know, Ghanaians love their jollof.
Clearly.
And jollof is one of the meals that have become our favorites.
Boss, it's number one on the continent.
And so our Gino jollof actually provides a rich blend of tomatoes, onions, and natural spices that give you that rich, authentic Ghanaian signature jollof every time. What I always say is that whilst we love our jollof, of course, we also have what we call the Gino pepper and onion, which also adds to your stews and then soups. But for jollof, we do know that there's a lot of nervous moments when you are going to prepare your jollof.
Charlie, before you know, you have colored rice water.
Absolutely, and that's just because either you are disproportionately applying your ingredients, or you may not have the right ingredients to get into your jollof. Gino jollof actually tackles this.
So what is it?
So Gino jollof is a blend of these ingredients that I've mentioned: onions, tomato paste, and
you put all the necessary ingredients for the jollof together. So I don't have to now start from ground zero.
So you just need your rice.
Oh my
God. It is very convenient, and it guarantees your consistency in the outcome of your jollof.
Sounds good. Is this on the market already?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. That's a good one. I'll go find a new Gino jollof.
Jollof mix, yeah.
Okay. Well, let me take your final words before you take leave of us. I'll start with you, Jessica.
Okay, so thanks for having us here. I want to say that for the caravan, heritage caravan activity that is going to happen, the caravanites should really expect to have a good time, and also expect that GB Foods, with their two hero brands, Pomo and then Gino, is going to make sure that they have a really exciting time. And then we have some special rewards and surprises as well. We don't want to mention it here, but they should really look out for it.
Wonderful. Noah?
So yes, like Jessica said, they should expect some surprises along the way. Starting from Citi grounds,
the premises, right?
Before
City
departure,
Gardens.
They should expect some surprises till we get back.
Charlie.
And so I want to wish all of them a safe trip and then a flavorful one. At that, thank you so much.
Wonderful, thank you, Noah Akilasore Adentoge. Where is this from?
I am from Dua, from the Bongo district of the Upper East region.
I see. What does Akilasore mean?
Akela is a weeping, a worried man who has been satisfied in a way.
Oh, Akela, yes. You were weeping, now you sorry.
Sorry.
Thank you for
Thank you so much, Caleb.
Thank you so much. That was Noah Akilasore, a weeping man who has been satisfied. Aden Toge, Senior Category Manager, GB Foods. Jessica Queno, Category Manager, GB Foods. It's a quarter to the top of the hour, and the Heritage Caravan 2025 is officially sold out. Thank you for your patronage. Now let's get ready for the road trip of a lifetime to discover Ghana from Sunday, 2nd March to Sunday, 9th March 2025. All right. Pack your bags and let's set off on this spectacular tour for 8 exciting days through 14 incredible regions of Ghana, with the promise of a rich cultural experience, introspective historical visitations, and exhilarating field days with nature. Friends, this is more than the tour. It's a chance to experience the soul of Ghana. You witness its growth, will create lasting memories. So follow all Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM social media handles for updates with the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2025. The Heritage Caravan 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV in partnership with the Ghana Tourism Authority, with support from 97.3 Citi FM, proudly sponsored by the National Lottery Authority, Hollard Insurance, Omnibus Bank, Gold PLC, GB Foods, Standard Water, and Apollonia City. Terms and conditions apply. And did you know today is World Mother Tongue Day? International World Mother Language Day. Okay, mother language. Yeah. So as you go about your day, Jagbana Dovagba, be speaking your local language. A walk, oh yeah, we Morgan, ona, yeah. Oh, Morty.
Sumawa. Nana na play too. Na mama na papa. And when you nara, rag me so. Anyone of you wanna, I get me say. Anyone of you wanna, I get me say. San mama yeah pasa yeah Agemi san mama yeah pasa Bisumana ko Nana nimetu yeba Anyone of you wanna Agemi say Everyone of you wanna
I do me say come on yeah I do me say mama yeah pasa yeah I do me say mama yeah come on come on Sisi bum, yeah, okay. He hasn't got there.
Je play ambulance. Oh my God.
Dabrubum, sisi bum, dabrubum, yeah. Oh, I could go with Jesu. Don't you make it too?
Hey, I could go with Jesu.
I'm a danger market. The whole thing doesn't make sense. The chicken cross water, but the crocodile no feed the cross. Yeah.
Aye.
No, I'm ready to be.
Give me too much. If there's a grace man I'm waiting for.
Charlie, you know, I really wish I could go on the Heritage Caravan this year, Charlie, but there are too many things.
A lot of things to be done. Yeah, they are going to enjoy.
I miss Ho.
They're really going to.
And I wanted to do the Eastern Corridor
the
drive.
Oxygen City.
You know, I have done just the first time I did OT region properly was in the year 2002.
OT region.
Yeah, you know, that time I was in level 200 and we were doing something called operations and missions.
Right.
So we went to Jasikan.
That's right.
Then recently I visited a cousin's father's funeral at Accra.
Accra? What is that?
Accra is in that area.
Okay.
It's in that area. So those are the two places I've been to.
Right.
I've not been to Nkwanta. I've not been to KJB. I've not done Basa. I have a friend called Matthew Money.
And he's from Pasa.
So every time, you know, when we Lagos, he say he's from Pasa. I say, where is Pasa?
Pasa.
Yeah, so I really would have loved to use that route.
Yeah.
I've been to Yendi, never been to Bimbila as well.
Right.
So I'd have loved to use that route to Yendi
to
from
see
Bimbila.
that side of things.
Charlie,
Yeah.
I have to find a way to join this caravan by hook or crook, with emphasis on crook.
Let it flow. Let it flow.
No, let it flow.
And they'll pass through your Tokrano.
Yeah, they must pass to Kran. I'm told something will be there.
A group called me, a lady called me from, when we did the Volta Relief,
Yeah.
we did a partnership with people from Nabita.
Right.
So all the doctors at Nabita says she's from Tokrano.
Oh, she is.
Yeah. And that if we get to Tokrano, she will host us.
Tokrano.
I swear.
So she lives there also.
No,
she
that's where
knows-
that, I
okay.
think that's the hometown or
That's
something.
right.
Yeah. So Tokrano. She says she can organize something for us at Tokrano.
Tokrano dishes.
Yeah.
My
So your
God.
father was preaching at Tokrano.
Oh, yeah, man. He was winning souls, planting churches. Yeah, man.
Tokrano.
Yeah, man.
So those people, what language do they speak?
Honestly.
Because when I went to the Buem area,
when they're speaking Guan,
most people can speak Ewe, they can
Okay.
speak Tree,
Right.
and they can also speak their
Local.
their Guan language.
Yeah.
So I thought it was quite interesting. A lot of the
Multilingual people.
are multilingual. They can speak many languages.
True.
So yeah, that's what I found
That's
there.
the thing. Man, this is the song you've been waiting for.
Yes.
Come on. Let's go. Chama John. Let's go.
No, not this one. I want another one.
We're
No, I want.
Me Abranti.
Me Abranti.
Thank you, see, Grace man.
No, but that one, the way they start. Amanute na tumjele. That's where the thing starts from. Charlie Godfred, you are slow today.
No, it hung.
You
But
need-
the watch it.
we brought made in Ghana watch
The
it.
watch it. Don't worry.
You are playing the thing. You know, say Caleb come.
Oh no! Oh, so you tell about me? I am playing the thing. Okay, we are explaining.
This is the song. This is the song.
This one.
This is the song.
This one.
Let it fire.
Yeah, man.
Sisi abara mi abrante nti mi cigarette ma no robom life.
Driver.
Secrets man.
Chami walking.
Secrets man.
You are under control.
Secrets Je ne play
I like the man too. It's a Inyo.
Inyo.
It's a Malamia brand.
Secrets man. But Bomo Walkins. It's a big Chami Walkins.
Chami Walkins. Malamia brand.
Yeah, man. Secrets man. Or Kodo. So some messages to wrap up the day.
My friend Jones Kofi says, Bernard, The people of Tokrano speak Krachi.
Oh.
My mom is from Tokrano.
Right. So I know there's Krachi in Chumuru.
Yes, so they are in Chumurus and they are Krachis.
Right.
And then they are there are lots of places. There's Rara.
Wow. Yes, I know Rara.
There's Damanko.
Okay.
By the way, has the ferry been repaired?
I don't know. Last time we heard in a store in the papers, it had broken down and it had caused a lot of inconvenience for the motor users, commuters.
But I want to go to Pasa.
Pasa. So
Pasa.
Isn't that fish called Pasa?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Espala. Charlie, don't do that.
Pasa and Pala, they are close.
No, don't do that.
Pasa, Pala.
No, don't go there.
Okay, fine.
Don't go there. Stay in your lane. Where's that you are?
Pasa, forgive me. Okay, I've been eating made in Ghana rice for some 5 years now, and I've tried different brands, all great and nice. Whoever says made in Ghana rice quality is poor hasn't tried it, I guess. Nanama from North Legon.
100%.
Thank you.
100%.
Bernard, our biggest threat is foreigners buying huge tracts of land, especially along the huge rivers and water bodies. Very soon, indigents will not have any access to lands. You say BB from North Kaneshi send us through. When you develop the taste for local rice, you never eat foreign rice. I eat it so much and I'm used to it. I am making a cake with it and we'll share it with the city crew soon.
Thank you.
Sharp. It's me and my twin sister's birthday. Wish us well.
Sesame and Sedinam.
Oh,
Sesame.
Happy birthday.
And Sedinam.
Chop life. Enjoy. Good morning, CBS. Many of our agricultural problems are backed by insincere, nonchalant, and greedy politics. Wickedness in high places. Looking at the profit we can make from rice growing, I don't know why our politicians in government has shut the door of their wisdom. Okay, Fred Bojidi.
It's free in his mind.
Fred Bojidi. Good morning, banana team. I really don't think local rice is. I really do think local rice is one of the best we can have.
It's true.
I really enjoy it when I get some at home. Yeah, from Teshi, send us through.
Local rice water.
Yeah, man. As we discuss local rice production, please, what's the update on the Mpakadan Railways, which was inaugurated? Is it still working?
I don't know. Meanwhile, Prince Henry is telling me that the ferry hasn't been repaired yet, but work is still ongoing.
Not good.
So
not good.
Yes, the Dambai one. Yeah.
I see. Quick one. Dennis Dobu says happy belated birthday to Benedicta Azuma.
Dennis Dobu?
Yes.
We're in the same class.
Oh, sir.
This guy.
I see.
When I was in Dennis Dobu, I think we're in the maths department or something.
I see.
We suffered before.
Dennis Dobu.
I don't know.
No, you've come a long way. Yeah,
Zoe.
Zoe has come.
Charlie, how are you?
No, but just have a
small under the weather.
What's the problem?
You need local rice water. You need rice water made with local rice.
Please, is it going to be available this morning?
We actually have
this morning
wache from Ian
Big
Joe.
Yeah.
He uses local rice to do wache, and it's very, very nice.
Okay.
And he's branded it very nicely.
Yes.
When you eat that wache, your cold will go.
Wonderful.
It will
Then
go
please,
quickly.
let me continue this so I can come and eat the watch.
Okay, so I will leave you all for you.
Caleb,
Good
stop misbehaving. You are not doing back page. You are doing Citi Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Zoe.
If this is how I did if this is how I did the show, would there be something for you to come and do? Caleb.
But I can hear well.
Okay, don't worry, you'll hear me soon.
Caleb.
Good morning, Zoe.
Steady there.
Good morning and welcome to the news at 10. Coming up, Ghana Revenue Authority begins investigations into shooting incident